What do you say about like getting a warmer light?
Warmer?
Yeah, I feel like this one drowns you out, makes you look pale, and you're
This?
not like. It's better, I think.
Oh, Jesus. It's too bright. Like that?
Well, looks good.
Need to be brighter.
I think that's better. You just looked so gray before.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you, Key Lime. I love you. Hi, everybody. LA, love you.
Yes, yes. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom. In New York with the Jewish bitches. Shalom.
Hey, thanks, Webster.
Thank you, Key Lime. I love. Oh, I forgot. Mixed by Colt made you a song, and I'm pretty sure he does that for a living. And I'm supposed to send it to you. I think I should send it to you.
Yeah, I'll check it out. Andrew, go ahead.
Hi, man. I'm very curious. I paid $7.42 for a gallon of gas today. And I'm sitting there and I'm scratching my
No
head.
way. What?
Yeah, I'm not stuttering. I literally paid $7.42 per gallon here in California.
I'm in California and I don't even pay that much. That's what I was wondering. California is the most expensive in the nation. That's why I was like wondering how you paid $7.42 and I don't even pay anywhere near that.
Yeah, well, Orange County is not cheap, and
I don't
this
think it's
war
based.
is not this war that Israel started is not benefiting us Americans,
Gas
especially when we go to
prices,
the farm.
California.
I mean that I go look it up. That's fine.
Ah, it's just crazy. Yeah, so California, I guess it's worse where you're at, but whatever. I don't live in Orange County, I live in the Valley, but California, the gas tax is what causes us to hit even higher. But anyways, yeah, gas prices have gone up. But you said Israel started the war. What do you mean?
I mean, what I mean is they quote unquote preemptively struck Iran 9 months ago, and and then America come had to save their asses, and America said
What do you mean
that
America
we
had to save their asses? They weren't losing. America just joined because they have an interest in destroying parts of their nuclear facilities.
right.
You think
So,
Iran was winning?
well, I think that Israel asked for America to bring its bunker buster,
Well, no. That's
and
that's a different story. And before we switch
and
the subject, you said,
I
okay,
do
real
think
quick,
Iran is
stop,
winning.
stop,
Yes,
stop,
I do think
stop.
Iran is winning.
Okay, just you have to calm down if we're gonna have a conversation. You don't just have like
Like
you don't cut
Buddhism,
me
you
off
can
just for
tell, man.
saying a couple words. I think what's happening is you don't have an answer to any questions, and so instead of actually having a conversation, you're trying to interrupt to the point that I just drop you because you're like scared to debate. I'd much rather have a normal conversation if you want to do that, but if you're just gonna interrupt, then it's not really worth anyone's time, you know?
I'm not interrupting anybody.
Well,
You
no,
asked me a
now you're
question.
not. No, I didn't ask a question. I said two words, and you immediately like jumped down my throat. So, anyways, what I was going to ask before you interrupted me is what exactly was happening during the 12-day war that made you think that Iran was winning? They lost all air superiority within days. So what about that makes you think Iran was winning and they needed saving? Israel needed saving.
I just looked at the missiles going through the Iron Dome in Tel Aviv and all over Israel.
Well, the Iron Dome
And
doesn't stop missiles, so that doesn't make any sense at all. Ballistic missiles are stopped by David Sling and Arrow, and U.S. intelligence reports, Jordanian and also Israeli, it had about a 90 to 95% success rate. So when you say they were dropping all over Israel, yeah, some always get through. There's no system in the world that is 100% effective. I hope you agree. You agree with that, right? Patriots, THAADs, Arrow 3. David Sling,
yeah,
none of them are
true.
100%, right?
Yeah, but I wasn't done
Right.
with my
So do you
answer
know
my
how
question.
many
You interrupted
missiles?
me.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
So do you know how many missiles Iran launched during the 12-day war and how many you saw get through, quote unquote?
It was thousands, but I wasn't done answering my original question until you
So
interrupted me.
how many got through?
It was we'll never know because Israel doesn't allow third parties to
You
investigate.
said you saw
So
them all get through. You said that. I'm going
we
with
saw
what you said.
we saw a lot of them go in
Right.
Tel
How
Aviv.
many?
A lot.
Yeah, I don't know what that
Until
means. So there was about a few buildings that were destroyed in Tel Aviv, and a lot of them were just open space. There was even like one part in Tel Aviv where it hit like a center divider, and it was just on a road. Nobody was hurt. There was no buildings destroyed. But most of them, by far, it's not even close, were intercepted. So when you just say a lot, there was probably less than 50, and even that I think is actually kind of high. And that's not just Tel Aviv, that's all over Israel. So they sent thousands, less than 50, again, probably less, made it through. Let's double that. Let's call it 100. Let's say they had a 10% success rate, which they didn't, but let's just pretend. You think that's a lot? To the point that someone needs saving? Meanwhile, there's been over 8,500 targets that have been destroyed. Oh, he ran away. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I don't know what's with, like, look, if you guys are on the other side, you hate Israel, that's fine. I mean, I'm literally inviting people up there on the other side, but what is with the projection, right? You can hate a country and still also say that we're not doing enough against that country I hate, right? If you guys really think that you're destroying Israel and it's so bad, why is it that you guys keep accepting deals? Why not just keep going? Why not invade Israel? Right? Why not go the next step? Like, if the whole point, which I assume the whole point of the pro-Palestine movement is to demolish Israel, right? Because you see it as a genocidal, apartheid, buzzword state, right? Whatever the case might be. Well, why wouldn't you just end it once and for all then? Right? Unless, of course, it's because you're not winning. That's obviously the real answer. But if you think like, oh yeah, they're really beating Israel, it's not even close. Well, then why even come to the table? Why not accomplish the goals that you guys have been saying for the past 78 years? I don't know. It's just a question. But if you guys come up here, please, let's minimize the projection. Let's actually have at least somewhat of a real conversation. Only Fat, go ahead.
Hey, so what do you think about the Iran war that's going on right now?
I'm not answering a vague question. Can you get a little bit more specific than that?
Yeah, so you think like Iran's winning or the United States winning? What's happening?
Yeah, again, enough with the projection. It's very, very, very clear right now that the war is still going on. So when you say winning, as in the process of who is literally doing better, this is not up for debate. It's quite literally, of course, the U.S. is doing better. There's been 8,500 plus that we know of. There could be classified stuff, but let's just go with the public information. Targets that have been destroyed in the IRGC. Iran has done nowhere near that. The most successful thing Iran has done was they did some minor damage to an F-35 that was able to land perfectly fine, the pilot's safe. Like, that's the biggest thing they were able to do, and they took out a couple, not even THAAD systems, but like the radars that are attached to the THAAD systems, which is a key component. I'm not going to say it's not a big deal. I'm just simply saying, like, that's the number one biggest thing Iran has.
What's
One
the
second,
need for
please. One
United
second, please.
States to
One
go?
second, please. 1 second, please. That's the biggest, best thing, and that's not even up for debate because that's even what pro IRGC people say. Oh, we took out some the F-35. Like, that's the biggest thing, and somehow you want to compare that to 8,500 plus targets that have been destroyed. The Navy has been taken out. The Air Force has been taken out. The Supreme Leader has follow-up. Mojtaba's probably in a coma, right? At minimum, he barely just healed, which is why he's not shown his face at all. If you think that, oh, I wonder which one's winning, what is this, dude? What conversation are we here to have?
Yeah, so can I continue now?
W.
Okay, I'm moving on to the
Kirkburner.
next person. Okay, next point. If you guys come up here, know how to have a conversation. I'm not going to teach a grown adult how to have a conversation. This idea of can I continue now? That's how conversations work, right? You asked me a question, I answered in completion, I stopped speaking. I think that if you don't know at that point if that's the time you should answer, then yeah, I think that it's just not where I'm not here to teach you guys how to have conversations. Logical, go ahead.
I did send you Cold Song for later.
Hi, hello Nick. How you doing, Nick? You good, yeah?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Oh God. Here we go.
I'm good. Hello, Daniel. How you doing?
Hello, Logical. How are you?
I'm okay. Alhamdulillah. I'm okay.
Alhamdulillah.
That's good. That's good. Nick, last time we spoke about some things in Islam. So I was hoping today if I can ask you some things about Judaism, if that's okay.
Not Jewish, so why would I answer it?
Because I've seen
I mean, I'll give it my best shot. I'm not Jewish, so it's like you're Muslim, I assume, right? I don't remember talking to you, but I assume I spoke to you because you're Muslim.
We spoke before, and your wife remembers me.
Okay, so
How
that's
come
not my
you don't
question.
remember
So
me?
real quick, did you hear my question? Because what you just answered made it feel like you're either stupid or you were purposely not listening to my question. So did you hear my question?
No, sorry, repeat it again. Sorry.
Okay, moving on to the next person. I do not have the patience, you guys. If you come up here, just listen. That's it. Listen, know how to be an adult. I have too many people requesting nowadays, and I felt bad making them all wait. I'm not here to teach you guys how to be an adult. By the way, I said one sentence. That wasn't even like a rant, and you didn't hear one sentence? Not today, you guys.
Mine. Also, I don't remember you for any good reason. So.
Yeah, it's just not today. I'm gonna be real with you guys. Polygamy?
Yes. Hi, Nick. I like your videos.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Is it okay if I turn on the camera on my side?
For what? What are you trying to show?
Oh, no, nothing. Just so you can see my face.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's your camera. Just the way you asked
All
made
right.
me feel like, well, I don't
No,
know.
because I'm new to this. I'm completely new.
Oh,
Am
I
I
got
on?
you, I
Is
got
it?
you. It's not
You gotta
on.
turn on that little camera
There you
button.
go.
All right, I'm on. Okay. Hi. So I'm an Orthodox Jew. As I said, I like your videos, especially the one, I think your latest one. You talked about the 4-year-old that got pushed by the mailman, and your observation that he first put on his kippah before anything else. I would have not even caught that because it's so ingrained that it's.
I didn't
just
catch
like,
it either. That was my wife. She's the one that told me that.
Okay.
I texted her. I texted her out
That was
of I texted her out of kind of like an anger, like, can you believe this? Or she texted me and I was like, yeah, I saw it. It's annoying. And the first thing she texted back is like, he put his kippah back on right away, and I was just like, huh, I can't believe you recognized that.
I would have not noticed. I would have not noticed it just because it's so second nature that it's not. It's not
Especially
something
for
we make a point
someone
of.
like you who wears a kippah every day. I think for me, it was just the realization that he had no other choice but to get up and keep moving. It just so stood out to me that that's just what our people have been doing forever.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, it's taught to us for sure.
So I would like, if it's okay, I would like to present a bit of a challenge for you. Do you? Because I'm anti-Zionist, but the Satmar, not the Natira Kakta type that marches with Islam. I'm been very
You're
critical of
Satmar?
Islam. So yes.
Okay. Sure. What's your question?
All right. So in this, from a religious perspective, so do you have any religious point of view on the state of Israel? Like, do you take your pro-Zionist approach from a religious perspective?
Generally, when I debate, no, because 99% of the time, I'm obviously not debating someone who religiously agrees with me. No, I don't want to say 99% of the time, because sometimes I do debate Christians and they might agree. But generally, it's if we agree, we're having a quick, nice conversation and they drop. Most of the time I debate, obviously, Muslims, or maybe people are atheists, leftists. So because they don't believe the same thing I believe, it's just not, unless they bring it up, it's not worth going into theology. So I can defend my position solely from a secular / strategic point of view, and also just history. However, if your question is on a personal level, do I believe that the Jewish people have the right to that land? Of course I do.
So,
By religious
so
standards, I mean.
all right. So this is the thing that I'm going to present to you. This is in Leviticus 26:20, where it's actually spelled out in explicit terms what God would do if the Jews don't keep the sabbatical year. Can I read it?
Yeah, go ahead, read it out loud.
All right. So I'm gonna shorten it so I don't
No
take up too
problem.
much time. I will lay your cities in ruin, and I will make your idol. I'm sorry, I have dyslexia. I will lay your cities in ruin, and I will make your sanctuaries desolate. I will.
Sorry to
not
interrupt. Just
savor-
real quick. What verse is this? Just so I know.
Yeah, this is Leviticus 27 actually.
The
A
chapter
little bit later.
27. Okay, gotcha. Go ahead.
It's Leviticus 31. Leviticus 31. All right.
Gotcha.
I will not savor your satisfying aromas. I will make the land desolate, and your foes who dwell upon it will be desolate. And you I will scatter among the nations. I will unsheathe the sword after you, and the land will be desolate, and your cities will be in ruin. Now, this is in context of this next verse. Then the land will be appeased for its sabbaticals during the years of its desolation, while you are in the land of your foes. Then the land will rest in, and it will appease for its sabbaticals. All the years of the desolation will rest, whatever it did not rest during the sabbaticals when you dwelled upon her. All right, so
Real
what
quick,
God is saying
before you
here-
go, you said Leviticus 31 or 27:31 because there's not 31 chapters in
Leviticus 26, Leviticus 26, 31.
Oh, 26. Sorry, actually, I didn't hear that part. I was like, I don't think there's that many chapters in Leviticus.
At the end,
Like,
yeah, it's at the end.
26,
at the end of Leviticus.
31. Let me just see. There. Okay. Okay, yeah. Okay, I have it. Go ahead.
So, as you can see here, what it lays out is that God will punish the Jews, that he will kick them out of the land if they do not hold the sabbatical year, which is in Shemitah, which you're not allowed to work on the fields. You have to leave it, let it rest. The same way every Shabbos you have to, rest, no work. So God is telling the Jews, you have to keep my ordinances, my decrees, my laws, and everything else, and then explicitly states, this one specific thing, if you don't keep the sabbaticals, I will specifically kick you out so that the land can rest. So the modern state of Israel has no sabbatical law whatsoever. There are some farmers that actually do keep the sabbaticals. There are some farmers that actually, adhere to the Mosaic law, but most don't, and it's not an official law. So by this, then the Jews have no right to be on the land, explicitly stated by the Bible that if you don't keep the sabbaticals, then you have no right to the land. The promise is nullified. Until the Messiah comes, obviously.
So, okay, first off, where does it say in the Torah to kind of skip for the next part? Where does it say in the Torah the Mashiach has to come?
I sent you a message when you have a second. Sorry.
Specific in the five books of Moses, I don't think you'll find it there. You'll find it in Nach. That would be Nevi'im Ksivim, the prophets and the writings. That's where you'll find the prophecies for the Messiah coming.
Is it not pronounced Nevi'im and Ketuvim?
That's either the Israeli or the Sephardi accent. My accent is Nevi'im.
Okay, I didn't know that. I learned something new.
Yeah. It's the Tiberian accent, I think. It's the European type of accent. Yeah. So that's where you'll find the prophecies regarding the Messiah, but you won't find it in the Torah, which is the Torah meaning the five books of Moses. That the most stricter definition of the Torah.
Yeah. So just reading into like a little after, which I was reading, when it goes into right after you said this was 26:31, right after, it continues on to say, yet even then when they are in the land of their enemies, I will not reject them or spurn them so as to destroy them, which of course you don't believe. I got that. Annulling my covenant with them, for I, the Lord, am their God. I will remember in their favor the covenant with the ancients, whom I freed from the land of Egypt in the sight of the nations to be their God, I, the Lord. Now, this is before the This is before the Babylonian exile, right?
Which verse?
What you read?
Oh yeah. This is in the 5 books of Moses. So yeah, this is
Right.
like everything. This is the start, basically.
Exactly. So why did he bring the Jews back from the Babylonian exile?
Well, as the prophet, I think that as the prophet said, that let us render our offering. Let us, instead of the offerings that we gave in the temple, we will replace the bulls for the utterances of our lips. So instead of sacrificing, it transitioned to prayer and good works, and God forgave the Jews, so the Jews came back to the Holy Land.
Yeah,
That
but you
was,
said
after
that
the first exile.
you said that this verse is saying that once God does this, which the reading clearly, for me, the way I'm reading it, clearly states a temporary punishment or exile, not a permanent one. But you said earlier that once this happens, which it did, then they can never return until the Moshiach comes. But
Oh no,
this
not
didn't happen.
necessarily. No, not necessarily.
That is what you said.
yeah.
Maybe you misspoke, but that is what you
No,
said. You said they cannot return
not
until the
permanently.
Moshiach.
No, not permanently. What I'm saying here is that when the Jews are in the land, they are supposed to keep the sabbatical years, and if they don't, then they have no right to the land. That's basically
Right.
the thing. That's basically the whole argument. It's not that they will never, that they can't go back. It's
Right.
that
So you
when
said that
are-
they cannot go back until the Moshiach returns, or sorry, comes. That's what you said, correct?
I don't think I said that necessarily. Although that's
You did,
that's
because
a
remember
big-
I asked you right after, and I said, where in the Torah does it say that? And you said it's not in the Torah, it's in the Nevi'im and Ketuvim. And I said, why did you
Right.
pronounce that? You don't remember this whole conversation we just had 5 seconds ago?
No, right? No, of course, no. You said
Okay,
that.
so
of
you
course.
did say that,
No,
right?
You have a second to
don't-
check
I don't
my
think I-
text?
I don't believe I said that you can never come back. But
You
that's
said,
what
you
we are
said the
waiting
Jews. You said that you said the Jews have no right to go back to Israel or the land. I think you said until, of course, you said literally. You said, of course, until the Messiah comes.
for. Oh yeah. Okay. Yes.
So okay, 1 second. All right, that's fine, babe. Okay, and then furthermore, it says in Deuteronomy, I had to find it because I knew it was in Deuteronomy, I didn't remember where. When all these things befall you, the blessing and the curse that I have set before you, and you take them to heart amidst the various nations to which the Lord your God has banished you, and you return to the Lord your God, you and your children heed his command with all your heart and soul, just as I enjoin upon you this day, then the Lord your God will restore your fortunes and take you back in love. He will bring you together again from all the peoples where the Lord your God has scattered you, even if your outcasts are at
I
the
meant
ends
to
of the
bring up
world.
Rabbi.
From there the Lord your God will gather you, from there he will fetch you. So why do you take that? Wait, I guess I have to ask you because I'm not really sure. Do you believe the Mashiach has to be here for the Jews to go back to Israel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So why is it that the verses I just read, which was chapter 31 through 5, how do you read that? And no, don't get me wrong, I agree. It does say to follow the commandments, and of course, I do think Jews should. I'm not here to try to argue that Jews shouldn't do that. But what I'm saying is how do you read that and somehow twist that into it can't happen until the Mashiach comes?
Well, not necessarily from this verse. That Jews are not allowed to go back to the land is basically what you find in the Talmud, the 3 oaths that was made. So that's where that comes from. But just on a practical level, as things exist right now, the state of Israel should be obligated to adhere to this law. And the moment they don't adhere to this law, that's when they don't have the right to
So you're not answering my question, and you're kind of just repeating your original claim. I know, I understand your claim. You believe that the Jews don't have a right to the state of Israel. Well, they're there, and I would say they're there by acts of God, especially if you look at some of the defensive wars that they have fought. I find them nothing short of a miracle. I could be wrong about that. I'm just giving you my belief, just from a pure Gentile outside party looking in. And I would find that very weird because God is all powerful for God to have been, quote unquote, again, looking at this objectively, tricked, bamboozled. I'm not sure. Or the other option is God had a play in it, a hand in it, or at very minimum, God just didn't intervene, which he would, because as you just read, God will intervene in the positive or negative direction to the Jewish people, depending on if they keep the sabbatical or if they are holding to the commandments of the covenant. It literally says that in Deuteronomy chapter 31 through 5. It says in Jeremiah 31 about the covenant continue. It specifically says in Ezekiel 36 about the regathering of Israel. And so clearly we know God does say in the Torah and the Tanakh, right, as a whole, that God has a hand in specifically the Jewish people and their land, the covenant, the return, the exile, whatever the case might be. And so I naturally, again, correct me if I'm wrong, you're probably more knowledgeable than I am, and we have Rabbi Lit here, he's definitely more knowledgeable than I am. I would assume that that hand that God plays, whether we're talking about exile or return or whatever, is still today, right? I don't think this was just, oh, he did it here, but he's never going to do it again, and it's just like up for grabs. I don't know. And again, I could be wrong. So if it still plays, then I'm inclined to believe that God had a play in what we see today. And wait, one more sentence. Sorry, I know I took a pause there. And that does not mean I don't think there aren't some secular things happening in Israel that I know is not particularly following the commandments, the mitzvot, the 613 mitzvot that Jewish people have to follow. And there's no temple, so there's a lot that you guys can't follow. But I thought about this for years, like, well, why would God want this to be a secular state? And I kind of struggled with it because on the Western ideology, I want a state to be at least somewhat secular. But on a religious and like a belief in God, to not be hypocritical, I should say it shouldn't be secular at all, really. And I struggled with this for years. But the way I thought was more Jews are kind of returning to the covenant and to their people and their tribe and their pride in their tribe when Israel exists, even as a secular state, than in history when Israel didn't exist. Because when Israel didn't exist, and you guys were in the diaspora, you ended up forming groups like Satmar, who, no offense, are nowhere near following the Torah when it comes to being a light amongst the nations. A lot of the Orthodox community, other than Chabad really, has shut themselves off from the world, and you guys go into your corners, and I'm just trying to be honest with you. I know I'm just a goy, but I'm going to be honest. From my point of view, you guys have shut yourself off from the world, and you look at everyone, including other Jews, you look kind of down upon them. And that's not being a light amongst the nations. That's not even being a light amongst your own nation. And so I see Israel as not perfect in the sense that it is following the religious law that maybe God has entailed and thought of for the Jewish people. But I've seen more people, especially in the past 2 years, because Israel exists, I've seen more Jews, and it gets me emotional really, I've seen more Jews start to make their way back to God more because of the mere existence of the state of Israel, the land of Israel. And so maybe this is part of God's plan. I don't know. I'm just saying maybe there's something there.
Well, in regards to your point about Satmar not being, too open, well, I guess that is a very fair criticism, actually. I'll take it, as it is. Although it's I guess different ideologies here when it comes to Satmar and Lubavitch, Chabad, that they do more outward work, and Satmar is more. What?
Nothing, go ahead.
Yeah, that Satmar is more busy with a more concentrated type of learning and all that. I'm doing works mostly in the community, although I do believe that there needs to be a little bit more outreach, of course. But to the point Israel existing. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. I apologize.
It's okay. Think about it.
Are you from Zone Live or Aaron?
Oh, I'm okay with either one. I'm happy with both of them actually. But I fall under Aaron, but both of them are rabbis, so I have respect for both of them.
While you think, I'm just gonna go grab something. But if you speak, I'll hear you because I have my headset.
Right. Still trying to remember where we were at.
Essentially, you were saying that you believe that Jews have no rights to be in the land of Israel because of how you interpret Leviticus, 27, 26, 31. Yes.
So it's become I'm not gonna repeat myself because that'll annoy you. but because of this particular verse is most of the reason for as a practical matter, but it's it's interlaced with a lot of other arguments. It's not just this one verse. It's the Talmud and basically a lot of Satmar thought on the state of Israel existing. I don't know. I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't know where to go from here.
Man, how about this? What do you think about this? What if God sees the Jewish people, although they're not, honestly, the majority are not following what they can follow, with the, I don't know the exact number, but from what I've heard, about a third of the mitzvot, give or take, is about how many you can follow without the third temple, is about, give or take. So I agree. Most Jews are definitely not doing that. In fact, I'd be willing to bet most Jews may not even keep kosher. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm just saying it might be true, or at least half. I don't know.
I think it's definitely true.
Right, and so I accept that. What if God is, and tell me what you think about this, what if God is seeing the Jewish people actually go down another road, not just being more secular, not following the mitzvah? What if he sees something else happening because of the diaspora? And again, the state of Israel is to try to reconcile that, not fix it completely, because obviously God wants us as human beings, the Gentiles with the Noahide laws, the Jews with what they have. Obviously, he's not going to just say, all right, I'll just do everything, right? He wants us to do it. But what if this is a play because, again, it is actually going to lead the Jewish people? Maybe we don't see it now here in 2026. We don't know what years from now will look like. And what if this is a domino that is going to bring the Jewish people back, not to the land of Israel. I'm talking about back into like the tribe and what he desires, because God, maybe he's looking, you look at the diaspora, and the Jews, better than almost every indigenous tribe, were very good at keeping their tribe for such a tiny people and persecuted people, and the Jews refuse to give up who they are, right? And I respect that a lot, but we also see some things form out of this persecution, this lost, they feel lost because they don't have Israel. You see reform, you see like what my criticism with Satmar, but not just you, Naturi Karta. You see a lot of things that are happening in the diaspora, assimilation, intermarriage. What if the diaspora is more damaging than a currently secular state of Israel?
That's an interesting theory, but here is my reservations about thinking in the state of Israel that it would represent Jews or Judaism, not least of which that the founders of Israel said that they're not creating a Jewish state but a state for Jews. This is something I think I don't know if you know this. When the Jews were kicked out of Yemen, a whole bunch of Orthodox Jews flew over to Israel. The Israeli government basically kidnapped their newborn babies and gave them up to secular parents because they didn't like the Orthodox Jews from Yemeni's affair. I think that's what it's called. You know what?
I didn't know what you're talking about. I don't know if I don't know if they were just doing that for the Orthodox. I think that was something else. But Rabbi, go ahead.
He's accurate here.
Okay, so it was specifically the
point
Orthodox. I
is.
didn't know that.
That the state did something wrong. It's a state. States do things wrong.
Deliberately against the Orthodox Jews. You know, the torch.
I'm sorry.
Torch bearers.
You don't think countries in diaspora specifically do things against Orthodox Jews?
No, but if you are the Jewish state that represents Judaism or the Jews, then it's not wise. It wouldn't be. It doesn't really work then to say that we hate the.
I disagree with that. That sounds awful. I didn't know about the story. I didn't know it was specifically against the Orthodox, but regardless if it was or wasn't, that's an awful thing to do. I would even go one step further and not even say the state is doing something wrong, but individuals, right? Because the state, with the individuals that lead it in one period in time, is not the same technically state and individuals that lead it in another period of time. I don't know who made that decision. I'm sure maybe you do or don't know. I'm not sure, but whoever made that decision, yeah, it sounds like a very troubled individual, and Jews, just like any other group of people, can have those.
Right.
So both the politicians and the parties that did that don't exist anymore.
Right, but nonetheless, this
Could I zoom out for a minute?
Yeah, of course.
You've brought up the three oaths 3 times now. What are the 3 oaths?
I don't remember them by heart, but but what I do know is that the Jews are not allowed to go back up to the state to form a country.
Are not allowed to go back up. Where did Yoel go when he left Europe?
Whom?
Yoel, Teitelbaum.
En masse, so he himself can. People can.
Oh, they
always,
can't go en masse. Okay.
I think that's. I think that's
Moshe
the.
Teitelbaum Senior. Who was his teacher?
I don't remember.
The Chayzer Lublin. When did the Chayzer become a rabbi?
I wouldn't know that.
When Mendel Haradocker, his teacher, left Europe with 300 other Talmidim of the Maggid. Where'd they go?
I would assume Israel.
En masse.
Did they
What
found?
kind of chutzpah is that? What kind of apikarsis is that?
But did they find a state? Did they found a state there?
Where did you see in the 3 oaths finding a state? It says to go en masse to Israel.
Well, I would assume that if you're going up there and you're going to try to find a state, right?
Where are you inventing this idea of a state? The Gemara doesn't mention a state.
I hear you.
So the only way you can't go en masse is with an army. At no point in the founding of Israel did an army invade the land of Israel. What's the second one of the 3 shvuos?
As I said, I do not remember them by heart. One of them would be that the nations of the world shouldn't, overly punish the Jews. I think that's.
That's the third one. Did they keep that?
Well, I wouldn't be able to know that since
You wouldn't be able to know that? Why did Yoel leave Europe?
When?
Why?
Why? Because of the Holocaust.
In other words, because every Yid he knew was murdered, including his wife and all of his kids. And his father, and his brother was the Rebbe of Siget.
Right.
So do you think that
good
third one was
citizens in
kept?
exile?
So do you think that third one was kept?
I would not be able to know that since there is
You
nothing
wouldn't
to
be
compare
able to
it
know
to.
that. I am asking you, we agree the third of the 3 oaths is that the Goyim will not overly persecute the Jews.
Right,
Do you
yes.
feel it is accurate after 6 million Jews were killed in a Holocaust of bullets and a Holocaust of gas to say it is accurate to say the Goyim do not overly persecute the Jews?
I guess that's fair. Yes. You know what? I'll grant it. Yeah, I will grant it. Even though I
then
have
what are we
nothing to
talking
compare
about
it to.
here?
But yes, I'll grant it.
They didn't break the first 2 shvuos. The Goyim did break the 3rd shvuah.
Oh, I get
So
it.
then
You're
what are we
saying
talking
because
about?
they broke 3, one shouldn't apply anyways.
No, I am saying that the 2 that were applicable to the Jews, creating the state of Israel, did not break.
Well,
All right.
yeah,
However,
no,
the
I got
third
that.
one, which is applicable to the nations, was broken. Only one of the 3 has been broken, and it's not the one that the Jews were obligated in. What I am saying is bringing up the 3 shvius is a red herring.
I don't think so.
It's a nonsense argument that doesn't actually hold up under any scrutiny.
Here's the reasoning for why I don't think so. Because nowhere does it say if the Gentiles of the world were to break one, then you can do whatever you wish. It says that this is something that they shouldn't do. It doesn't say then you what.
Absolutely not. Check the Gemara again, sweetheart.
What does it say?
And this, you will do this, and they will do this. That's the contract. If one side breaks the contract, the other side doesn't have to hold by the contract. But again, we didn't break the contract. We never invaded Israel with an army. It never happened. If you're going to say that going there in large number is a problem, then the students of the Maggid are a problem. The students of the Vilna Gaon are a problem, but I agree they're a problem. Then when Hillel came to Eretz Yisrael with 300 scholars from Bavel, that's a large number. The argument that Yael makes doesn't hold up under any scrutiny. We now have the historical record of what happened. It simply doesn't hold up.
I like this because you're giving me something to think about. So I like this. This is exactly why I came up here. I see the chat. A lot of people are very angry at me. I don't know why, because I'm allowed to give an opinion. And I appreciate.
Because we're hardcore radical Zionists, brother.
Oh,
we're
no.
not.
No, but look,
I got
appreciate that, but-
secular Jews. I got religious Jews. I got everything in between in my chat, buddy. And they
Yeah.
are all just pretty much I'm confident 95% of my chat's all one state solution Zionists. I'm just gonna be real with you. You're not in the right you're not in the right zone if you're looking for that.
Oh no,
Don't take it personally. Our chat is a little critical, but it's fine. You're good.
Well, I'm fine. I'm in the right place. I mean, listen, we're having a civilized conversation. So
Look,
there's nothing wrong
the
with
thing
that.
that I, as a Gentile, the thing that I love a lot about the Jews is their ability to continuously question and think. So you question and now you're thinking. I think that's about as Jewy as it gets. Not gonna lie. What did Donald Trump say? I didn't know he was so Jewish. Wow, so Jewish.
That was hilarious. That was funny. Apparently, he's like really good friends with that guy. That's why he said
He is
it.
good friends with it. I didn't know he was.
Like,
so
I didn't
Jewish.
understand. I didn't get
By the
it.
way, he just did that again with Mullins.
Did he?
Oh, did
He's
he?
reading Mullins' bio and he goes, "And you're Cherokee Indian? What? Really?"
You know,
Like live in the Oval Office.
That guy. There's never gonna be another one like him. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Anyways, do you have anything else? Hey, I have a question for you. Does Satmar, do they always cover their head?
Basically, yeah.
You have a video on your profile where your head's not covered, and I was a little confused. Or maybe it is. It's just maybe our keepa's hiding. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think so?
It's the large hair. I mainly grew it out just for for Purim. I dressed up as the American flag, had the whole hair covered. But before Passover's coming up, we'll get some of it shorn off.
Yeah, look, I don't know much about Satmar. I mean, I know you guys exist, and I know I'm pretty sure you're all anti-Zionists. That's about it. And I know a little bit more about Naturi Karta. And
so again, it's
I understand,
understand.
if I'm right, the difference between Naturi Karta and Satmar is that Satmar doesn't actually get involved in
It's
politics.
incredibly important to understand what
they don't go like
means to
march
Satmar.
with the pro-Pallies.
Okay,
Is
in
that
the
right?
1970s and 80s, Israel would not have
Yes, baby, he
survived
said that earlier.
without Satmar sending hundreds of millions of dollars to Israel to prop up the economy. They continue to do that today. 25% of Satmar lives in Israel. Now, Naturi Karta are from the students of the Vilna Gaon. They're entirely different than Satmar, and the smarter of the two Satmar rabbis already put them in Cherem. I mean, Yale put them in Cherem in the 90s, but put them in Cherem again in the last 2 years. So Satmar's put them in Cherem twice. They're entirely different groups. They don't dress the same. They don't talk the same. And for all of Satmar's problems, and there's a long list I can give you if you want, they don't embrace terrorists.
that's fair. And that
Naturi
is
Karta
something.
does. Naturi
That
Karta
is
are not
something
from the
I've recognized is that when I see the ones at the protests, it's never Satmar. It's Naturi Karta.
It's outright banned. Actually, I think the Rabbi Yoel said it that you should not ever walk with them, never march with them. Pro-Palestinians ever.
So Rabbi, I'm not gonna lie. When you speak, I hear 90% of your words, but when you say those Jewish words that I don't have no idea what you're saying because it's in a Yiddish accent, and all I hear you say is like word. Yeah, exactly. Just can't understand. I hear normal accent, and then I hear a Yiddish.
Yeah,
accent.
I'm only changing my accent to help this guy understand.
Yeah,
I'm giving a Satmar Yiddish so he should understand what I'm saying.
Like another side came out.
Holly, if you listen to Kalma Wasser today, I had an interview this morning on Kalma Wasser.
Nein, ich bin nicht auf
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, even like even the way Jews say, the religious Jews say goy, they don't even say goy, they say guy.
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 Goy.
Oh, he said it. Ooh, you trying to be edgy, Polydoccy.
I always have been. I mean, I've been. If you have ever seen anyone, I want you to make note of this. If you ever seen anyone make the point that if the burqa for Muslims is so that the Muslim men don't think impure thoughts about women, then why are the children also wearing it?
Yeah.
You know who came up with that originally? I was the first guy to make that video, and then everybody copied me. That was in.
My shaila is, why are you wearing a burqa?
Why am I? This. Because I don't want Muslim men who are named Muhammad to lust after me like Muhammad lusted after the men of Al-Sud. That's
we
why.
got another funny religious Jew up here.
I always have.
You know, it comes in.
Have you always been the rebel in your community? Probably like Rabbi Lit.
I think in Surah, I think in the Quran in Surah, I think it's 24 or something. It says, or no, or maybe it's 33. I don't know. It's one of it's 20s or 30s. It says, that a woman should wear Katsimar, I think is what it's called, which is essentially a head covering and to cover her bosom. That's what it says. And so it depends on how they define a woman. So you're right. Most Muslim households are going to define a woman at a very, 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 very young age.
I think the problem is that their women are considered women at a very too young of an age. So you'll see young women, so to speak, girls, and these head coverings or whatever.
I spoke with Robert
For
Spencer.
them, it starts way
Yeah,
sooner.
I interviewed him a few months ago.
He's amazing. So
He's
what he
great.
said is that there are some Islamic scholars that say that there is literally no cutoff date. There's like literally from where you're born. They're basically
Yeah,
allowed.
I saw a video of a Muslim man talking about how he has 13 daughters and that he doesn't mind giving his infant daughter up for marriage.
But Nick, you want to hear something very funny? If we're going to go by the Islamic sources that Aisha was 9, and we're going to go by their sources, then that means that Muhammad had a very small,
Yes.
because otherwise he would have permanently damaged
Yes,
her.
I bring that up all the time.
Good. Yeah. So
All right.
That a lot of them have in common. Schmidtler too.
All right, brother.
Hello,
Well, I hope you get the answers to your questions that you're having.
yeah. Thank you for this. This was a very good conversation. I got exactly what I wanted for, even though the chat doesn't like me, but that's okay. It's a shame.
It's because you're a Jew, just so you know.
Yeah,
Very-
of course.
very anti-Semitic
Hey,
chat.
it's so anti-Semitic. Oy vey, what are we gonna do? It is a shame though. I would have loved them to continue the conversation with the rabbi. In the DMs. Is there a way we can still connect with? I can still connect with him.
Try sending him a DM. I don't know if he answers them.
Yeah, he's pretty good at
His name is
talking to
Rabbi
If you can send me his
Litvin.
contact.
Just type in
I
Rabbi
don't know where to find
Litvin.
him.
Just type in Rabbi Litvin.
Rabbi
I'll look, but I doubt there's another Rabbi Litvin on TikTok. Maybe there is. I don't know.
No, it's Rabbi Lit on TikTok.
No, I know, but I'm just saying if you type in Rabbi Litvin, it'll show up. Yeah, so if you type in Rabbi-Lit, L-I-T, that's his username.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Have a good one.
Have a good one. Bye.
Goodbye.
You have a lot of requests. You guys are doing amazing on TikTok, by the way, with the likes. Keep it up. Thank you.
Let me catch up with the super chats.
We'll
And
play
then
Colt's song. I'm sure it's good.
I haven't read any super chats. The Sal thanks for the super chat. La 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 la. Webster, time to bring out the goats. Blue Moon, please ask him where's. Sorry, probably should have asked him when he was up here. Where his family came from and why he can invade a land that is not his and be safe, but other Jews can't and should not be safe. Yeah, I see the route you're going with that. Made me smile. Thanks for the orange super chat. Orange. Satmar is against Israel because Talmud says 3 oaths for Jews. 1, shouldn't return by force. 2, be good citizens in exile. 3, nations shouldn't oppress Jews. Now, since the nations didn't keep 3, 1 doesn't apply. Simple. Makes sense to me. Thank you again, made me smile. Satmar is anti-Zionist, but not pro-Palestine. Notori Karta is both. Satmar Rebbe said that we as Jews are against Zionism for religious reasons, but pro-Palestinians are motivated by anti-Semitism. Also, totally fair. That makes sense.
Yeah, I could see the difference. And you could see also by their attitude, clearly this guy was way nicer, and it seems like Notori Karta is kind of aggressive.
So, no, Notori Karta, what bothers me about them is they're not super aggressive. They just don't speak to you. It's annoying. They just have their little chants, and they don't, whatever. Anyways. Sotaku, I hope I said that right. Is it time for Muslims in cars? Not quite yet, but I'm doing something on my work computer. Once I finish this, I'll go on Umingo a little earlier tonight. Oh. The Kaga.
I'm coming. Just a second. What?
Hey Nick, how you doing?
Hello, how are you?
Doing great. Love listening to you. Very fascinating your story.
Thank you.
I have a question though for you. When you're debating all these wonderful Muslims that you debate, and you start bringing out the facts that they do, and their answers are, they just have no real answers to it. How does it show against their own religion? I mean, you just had this guy that was Satmar. I'm Jewish. I live in Israel, and I could tell you, the Satmars that I know that live here, they love the land of Israel. They just don't like the way that the government is because it's not a religious government.
And that's
And
fair. That's totally fair.
that's definitely fair. Where the Torah doesn't say that, this is where the misconception is. The Torah doesn't say anything about it needs to be a religious country. It just says that you have to set up a court, you have to set up judges, you have to set up, officers. That's all it really says. Now, in that court, you have
To be
the judges.
fair,
Is the
Leviticus.
you have the Sanhedrin,
God, yeah.
which is supposed to be the religious aspect of it. So it does
But you
go
can't do
kind
that
of
anyways without the temple, correct?
right. So a lot of this stuff, but in Israel, we did create all this stuff that we have. So that's the reason why they don't like it. But they do reap all the benefits of having the country here. They get, a lot of the subsidies that goes with it. They pay into the system, even though they,
To be honest, that's
so there's a
something
lot of hypocritical.
Yeah, again, looking from the outside and given as much leeway as I can get to criticize the Jews, when I was in Israel and I talked with a lot of mostly mothers who had their sons in Gaza and stuff like that serving the IDF, I saw some of the hope this doesn't get me in trouble. Whatever, I'm me. I saw some of the benefits that the religious community got and how much, I'm not going to say hate, but how much they protested against the state of Israel, the government, and specifically serving. And to an extent, I gave some grace because I understand the aspect of we don't want our people to become secular, and if we continue this into the IDF, then it'll open the door for a secular influx in their communities, and I give a little bit of extent to that, but at the same time, you guys get a lot of funding, from my understanding. By you guys, I mean the Orthodox community in Israel, like a lot of funding, and it's, I don't know where I'm going with this. It just it to me
No,
it
again,
felt like
the issue is that the issue is you have what's called the Haredim, right? The Haredim are like
That's
the
what I'm
ultra
talking about,
religious, and then like you have myself, I'm like modern Orthodox religious.
Okay.
You do see a lot of the religious. When I say religious, keep kosher, Shabbat, all that wonderful stuff. You do get a lot of the Haredim now coming and looking to go into the army. What the whole issue is you have all these people sitting and learning in yeshiva, which is good, but are they really learning? Like, that's the real issue. Are they just being there just to be there, or are they just, it's like a job, right? This is how the government looks at it. Your job is to go learn for 8 hours a day. Out of that 8 hours, how much time are you actually learning? If you're not going to do your job, then then do the army service. That's the core argument. And they're saying, well, there's women, then there's this, then there's that. So there is a divide. They just opened up a whole brigade just for them, and now you're seeing a lot more people sign up and draft, which is amazing.
I actually think they should do that, by the way. Like, they should respect their religious observances, and I'm super in support of, you should open up a brigade that's specifically for Haredim.
And they're doing that, and what they're doing is they're not putting these guys really on the front lines. What they're doing is they're making them medics and other like first respond type of units. So this way they stick with what they're doing. They keep the religious side of it also, because God forbid there's a death or something that goes with it. So they know how to handle all that with the bodies, and they do all that religious stuff that needs to be. So you do see that there is another unit brigade that is for combat. It's not so popular, but it's slowly becoming popular in that side. And so you do see that shift happening here in Israel as a whole. It's just interesting hearing the guy. Was that guy from New York or where he was living, or that's the Satmar guy?
I can't remember if he said or not. I feel like he did, and I forgot.
It's
I
probably
don't
New York.
sorry.
Yeah, the New Yorkers have a different opinion. The people that live out in diaspora have a really misconception of what really goes on here in Israel inside their community itself. So it's a very it's not black and white. It's very mixed opinions. And I
Sure.
mean, you could go to the city of Bnei Brak and you'll see them interacting with everyone. Like they're in business. They do everything that needs to be done. They make a lot of them do very, very well for themselves. Same thing in another area in Jerusalem called Meir Sharim. Another very religious.
Did you guys not hear me before?
That's the first time I
really?
heard you.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought keep going. Sorry.
So you do see a lot of the blocks really now conforming into what I say not normal
Anyone
society.
who doesn't live in Israel doesn't have the full picture, you know?
And then that's the thing. It's fascinating that when people say anti-Zionism, they have really no idea what they're talking about. And I love when you debate these people. I just don't. How do you guys have the patience to deal with these people on a daily basis?
It took a lot of practice, bro. A lot of practice.
I mean, I like to call myself a keyboard warrior when it comes to like social media stuff, but the nuances of saying, "Oh, we can't belong in a land or an area." If I was to go into a Palestinian city, I live right outside where the green line, so to say, I can actually see the West Bank's Judea and Samaria from my balcony.
Sure.
If we did not like those people, the rockets that are flying over they don't discriminate. But when we protect them as a country, we don't get rewarded for that. We don't get to look at, oh, we're protecting everyone. I can tell you, watching the cluster bombs fly over, and if there's a way I can send you with some wonderful videos, Nick. But these I don't want to call them anti-Semites, because that word, just like genocide, has been so used in such a bad way. It's whitewashed already. It means nothing. But the pure hate that there is so stupid and naive that even in their own book, like you always point out, their own book says the land is the Jews. So when you tell these to them and they deny all this stuff, how do they defend it? How do they really go about defending when you just put them right back in their place? Besides running away, I'm talking about like a guy who knows what he's talking about.
That's the thing, is they mostly don't know what they're talking about.
I've spoken to some Muslims I know what they're talking about, but I actually like speaking with them more. It's funny, a lot of Muslims are always like, why don't you speak to somebody who knows? I like speaking with them more because they're the ones that will not say stuff like, no, Aisha wasn't really 6, she was actually 16 or 18, or no, it doesn't say to strike your wife, it actually says to have a talking with her, or stuff like that. They're the ones that are like, yeah, it does say that, so what? And like they'll explain it from their morality, and then it just comes down to okay, I think that's disgusting, and we have a different morality. But they don't really play too many apologetics. As for the state of Israel, or excuse me, the land of Israel being the Jews, they'll say it was, but the Jews became cursed because they were not just the golden calf. A lot of Muslims don't know this, but it does say in Islam, I don't know why many Muslims don't know this, but the Jews were also further cursed because even after the golden calf, they were doing too many quote-unquote loopholes of God's plan. I think the example they give is when you're not supposed to be fishing, so the Jews would like put out a net and they wouldn't be doing any work, and then when the Shabbat was over, they'd go and check the net and they'd have fish. And the Muslims say that God was like mad at that, and so they'll say it used to be for the Jews, but it's no longer because they've been exiled or whatever from God's goodwill. I don't know.
I thought they would bring up the biggest.
Talk to people that do know what they're talking about, because then you can actually debate the facts of the matter. Otherwise, you're just like going in circles with the people who don't know what they're talking about. Sorry, go on.
No, that's true. But I'm surprised that they don't bring up the biggest. I shouldn't say the biggest sin, but one of the biggest sins of the Torah, or at least back of what they did, was the 12 spies, the story of the spies. Mm-hmm. Right. This is one of the biggest things that you know, the Jews then, talking bad about the country. Like if they didn't go and talk bad about the country, who knows what would have happened, right? They would have walked in, everything would have been, not such kumbaya, but it would have been kumbaya. Instead, we see that God punished them even more by making them go around and walk even further around the desert for more times because of that of the sins of the spies. I'm surprised they don't bring that up because that's a big event in
excuse me, it might not be in their little pagan book.
I find it amazing, but I want to say thank you. Keep up the really good work. You guys are doing an amazing job, and when you come to Israel, I'd love to take you around. Let me know when.
I will be coming to Israel. I was supposed to be there right now, but unfortunately it got
We're
delayed
trying to
until
squeeze in as many folks as we can.
early May. But yeah, I do meetups, right? And I'd love to see you there. Individual stuff is just too impossible because when I go
No,
there,
I'm talking about like a meetup type of thing when you do like meetups
absolutely.
type
For
stuff.
sure,
I
100%.
do.
For sure.
I
We
did
would
last
love
time. I
to.
did one in Jerusalem at that big park near the Knesset, kind of walking distance from
Yeah,
the
like on
Knesset.
Sacher.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
We did one in a beer garden in Tel Aviv, and then we did one in Haifa, a smaller one.
Well, you did one. I didn't go to that one.
That's true.
Very nice. Well, thank you so
definitely
much
try
for
to
keeping
do
up
at
the.
least 3 again.
I really appreciate everything you do. Thanks so much from a guy in Israel.
Thank you. Appreciate
Yom
it. Have a good one.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Yes, Lears, go ahead.
Hey there. I've just been sort of getting into learning a bit about the history of the conflicts in Israel and all that over the last few months. So be gentle with me, but I had a few questions on some things that I don't understand.
Sure.
One is prior to the sort of, I guess, 1900s, call it, my understanding is that there was a high sort of level of assimilation of Jews in Europe. For example, in Germany, I understand they were like super well integrated into society. And I think actually that's one of the tragedies, frankly, of the Holocaust is that they were sort of contributing members of society. So I'm just wondering, A, is that true? And if it is true, does that derogate at all from like the indigeneity claim?
On an individual level,
that Jews have?
yes. On an individual level, if you completely assimilate and leave the tribe of people that, whatever, indigenous, not just Jews, but indigenous tribe, on an individual level, yes, that could definitely hurt your indigenous claim. But the Jewish people did not assimilate, so therefore no. So when you talk about the 7 requirements of indigeneity, it's not for individuals. It's for the people as a whole, right? So even if, let's say 50%, I don't think it was that high. Jews generally don't assimilate, but even if it was that much in just years, still the indigenous tribe would still very much exist. It'd be smaller for sure. The ways to get rid of indigeneity is the problem with the pro-Pali arguments is they believe it's like blood quantums. They believe indigeneity is blood. It's not. It's way deeper than that. It has to do with your cultural setup from pre-colonial times, your ethnogenesis, holding to that, forming non-dominant groups within society. These are all requirements of indigeneity. And as you perfectly thought up, you're right. If, let's say, hypothetically, the whole entire Jewish people assimilated, you're right. They wouldn't be indigenous to Israel anymore.
Okay, yeah, appreciate that. I also, for what it's worth, I also don't think indigeneity is their only claim, anyways, to that land.
True.
They were given it, but I was just curious
Not true.
on that specific.
They were not given it, but okay, that's fine.
Sorry, they were not given it. They were offered the partition plan. In any event,
In any event, they got it.
Yes.
Yes, that as well. On the UPJ principle, one, I'm just having a lot of trouble grasping it, and I guess I would just say, like, can you, in brief, if possible, just
did
sort
you
of
hear that
reiterate
from
what
watching my lives, or did you hear that on your own?
I actually heard it on. I've been trying to watch a lot of pro-Israel and pro-Palestinian lives. So, sorry, not lives, but like YouTube videos and whatever. So I actually heard Natasha Hauersdorf.
Wow. I didn't know anyone really brought that up other than me. I'm glad to see that spreading more. I think I saw PragerU bring it up once years ago, but like, yeah, it's like I want that to spread more because it's a strong point. Anyways, uti possidetis juris, what it is it effectively loosely translates to as it was, and essentially, to put it in layman's terms, is when a new forming state, entity, whatever, comes about, forms, it should take on to prevent. Ironically, that the concept came from preventing endless wars, but essentially the thought is to prevent a possibility of endless wars, to not shift the borders based off of demographics, but based off of prior borders that had already existed from whatever entity this is sprouting out of, whether it be the USSR falling, Azerbaijan, Latvia, Ukraine. Ukraine's a big example. It formed via the UPJ principle. Specifically, Eastern Ukraine had a lot of Russians, but they didn't take demographics into play. They took into what were the borders already. Okay. Now, the UPJ principle is customary international law. Okay. So when you look at international law's hierarchy, you have four main things. You have at the top, just Kogan's norms. This is peremptory norms. Essentially, these are the things that trump everything in international law. Genocide, for example, would be one. What that means is the next. Okay, let's go down the steps first. Next step down after just Kogan's norms, the next one down is Article 107 from the UN Charter, which is essentially talking about the UN Charter. The next step down is treaty law and then customary international law. Although treaty law and customary international law do work hand in hand. So what the hierarchy means, for example, two states couldn't create a treaty saying I'm going to genocide you and you're going to try to genocide me. Like it would be trumped by I know that's a silly example, but just to get you to understand, it gets trumped by the just Kogan's norm. So you don't get to, make a treaty out of that. Where was I going with this? Okay, so UPJ principle is a customary international law. So there are things that can trump and create borders if it trumps customary international law via a treaty. So for example, the UN Partition Plan 181, that if it did end up going through, it didn't, but if it did, that would trump UPJ principle, and that is how they are able to form borders by not following UPJ. But because that didn't happen, that's why I would argue that the UPJ principle applies. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does. It's funny, by the way, you said UPJ is meant to avoid wars and has failed. Sounds sort of similar to the UN, which also supposedly was to. Anyways, okay, so I guess another thing I don't understand on the UPJ principle, though, is on that basis, can't the Palestinians claim that the partition was unjust to begin with because the UPJ principle, it sort of conflicts with the UPJ principle because they're cutting up lands like Sykes-Picot, whatever?
No, because the UPJ principle, it doesn't just apply to just literally anything. It's not like if somebody comes about and says, I'm creating a state, right, or an entity or whatever. That's not how it works. It still has to be, just like any state, it technically has to be recognized by the international community, because I could say right now, my house, this right here, is now a brand new state known as the United States of Nikmatau, right? Technically, I just declared I have a state, but does it mean anything? No, because I have no backing. There's no international backing. Nobody recognizes it. It doesn't matter. Maybe my chat will recognize it, but just, it's not enough, And so
I'll recognize it, baby.
So,
Can I be the president?
Sure. Official state religion is Matawites. Anyways, so yeah, it's just it's as simple as that. When you look at the Montevideo Conference of the 1930s, 33, I want to say, I could be wrong about the year. The Montevideo Conference lays out 4 different requirements of what creates a nation state. Essentially, it's defined borders, the ability to do relations with other states and entities, one solid, solidified government that has control. And I don't remember what the 4th requirement is. It's slipping my mind right now. Well, regardless, the point is maybe it's just recognition. If you don't have all 4 of those, you're not really a nation state. So I get your question. I think it's a good question, but no, they couldn't. They could argue it, but I don't think anyone would take it seriously.
Gotcha.
Also, because
okay.
it wasn't their state, so there's that too.
Well, yes, there's that as well. Okay, I have a little bit more of I guess a higher level question, which is how much should we care about international law? Because I find myself when I'm looking into this stuff, I'm constantly saying, "Oh, is this or that in compliance with international law?" But on the other hand, I find the
You guys,
concept
please vote in my poll.
totally illegitimate because it's undemocratic and unenforceable against more powerful countries and all that shit. So I'm just wondering from your perspective, like how much weight do you put on it? How much do you care about it?
I don't put much weight on it over the, how do I say this? I think you should follow international law to the extent of the context of which you are in. And what I mean by that specifically is that international law was simply made with the intent and idea that both actors, or if there's more than two actors fighting each other, maybe whatever, all the multiple actors in a conflict, the belligerents, they are acting in accordance with international law. So if there's, let's say, a country fighting another country and they're both following international law, let's say one country's like, they're really following it, then I would say you should equally do it, right? But if you're fighting against an actor that thinks international law is a joke, like it's not even like they even pretend to like, at least the IRGC tries to pretend like, oh yeah, we totally follow it, but we're also consistently lying and doing all this shit, right? But
the Committee for Rights of Women,
right? But
best country ever.
Right. They clearly don't follow international law, but they still come out and pretend they do. There's groups like Hamas, they're not even like pretending that they do. They very are open about not following it. So I hold less weight on international law when you're fighting against an actor that doesn't care about it. Now, does that mean I think, do whatever now, like fuck all of it? No, I think you need to find that balance, and that balance, which rests on the shoulders of the leader of that country, in this case Israel, in this case Bibi Netanyahu, he has to find the balance of international law can only work so far when you're fighting against a person that literally, or a group that literally doesn't follow it. But also, I can't just like say fuck it, because if I do, international pressure increases, and that's okay for a little bit. We could take some international pressure, but it can't be too high, because then sanctions happen. People legitimately stop giving you weapons, and Israel in the end still needs this stuff. So he has to find that balance.
Sure.
People want to know what we have to do to become a citizen of the USM.
USNM. I don't know.
There's people are already handing in their applications.
Already?
You have to be a Matawite. You have to like cats and dogs.
Whoa. We'll have freedom of religion for the most part.
And we're going to enter into a treaty that says we can genocide each other.
Yeah.
Which, as you said, is perfectly.
We're not signing into the United Nations.
93.94% says that they recognize the USNM. 6% do not. Fuck you guys.
Damn. All right.
Just a couple other things, if this isn't too boring for the.
One more thing, and then I got to move on.
One more thing, sure. Okay. I want to move to Iran. So this is, frankly, an almost conspiracy level theory, but it's something that keeps crossing my mind, which is like the Middle East is obviously like it's a jungle and a serious example of like the enemy of my enemy situation. And we've seen like with Abraham Accords and whatever, and increasingly improving relations with various Gulf states and whatever, with Israel and the U.S. and whatnot. I am somewhat concerned with if we were to topple the regime, which I don't know if that's going to happen, and recent news might suggest otherwise. Does that not create a power vacuum where then, like Saudi Arabia, who I think is shit in their own right, then is no longer a friend and they're just the new Iran?
No, definitely not. Saudi Arabia would love to see Iran go, and they are not looking to turn into the IRGC and start funding proxy. No. You understand Saudi Arabia, the reason the way they are is because of the relations they have with the United States, especially. Saudi Arabia, by the way, nobody talks about this. They're by far we send them more military weapon than any country in the world. Okay? They buy from us, of course. We're not sending it for free, but they by far buy more military weapon from the United States than anyone. If they were to start becoming like the IRGC and like funding proxy terrorist groups and stuff like that, then they would we would put sanctions on them, and we wouldn't do relations with them, and neither would any other country. So I can't imagine why they would want to demolish their entire economy just to be a terrorist state.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
we start going in the right direction.
Okay, awesome. I might have to jump back on another day to ask
Yeah,
you some
come back
more
another time
questions,
for
but
sure.
appreciate you guys.
Yeah, have a good one.
Thanks so much. Bye.
I wonder who would be our cabinet. I'm the president. You could be the prime minister.
Oh shit! Hold on, we got someone in the what's it called? Discord. Let's move him over. Yama, can you
So
hear
if he
me?
can send me cigars, you can bribe me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Can't complain. How are you?
Pretty good.
What's on your mind?
Not much. I'm a big fan of watching your show. Basically, the question of Israel, Islam, and the generally religions always have been very interesting to me. I'm actually from Afghanistan. I'm an ex-Muslim atheist. And Zionist. I've translated many books about religion and also history. One is The Icon of Evil, Hitler's Mufti and the Rise of Radical Islam. We talked about the creation of the State of Israel and about the Jews and the Holocaust. And another book I translated is from Hamid Abdul Samad, an Egyptian atheist who lives in Germany. He's a professor of university.
All right, wow,
It's
that's
about
awesome.
It's called
That's
Islamic
one of them
Fascism.
atheists. That's awesome.
Yeah, and many other books. And there are many Afghans who lived Islam, who live religion, but they live.
Here, I'll help you get rid of
basically,
him. Ask one
they can't
question.
tell
Not get rid of him,
anyone
but you know what I
about
mean. Ask him
what they
what makes him
believe
an
or what they
atheist and not a
think about
Christian,
religion,
and then you
because
can
they
kick
would be
him
killed
because he's
by
not an option.
Muslims.
Awesome. Anyways, I gotta get moving on, but I do have one question for you. What makes you an atheist, and why didn't you convert to Christianity, maybe, or even a Noahide, possibly?
Well, I questioned Islam from a very early age, like when I was 12, 13 or something. And then after the Taliban left the country and the Americans and the international religion took over, I got to I got to read a lot of books and get to know scientific books and have access to internet. So I read a lot. I did my research. So in my idea, all religions are just fairy tales and myths. In general.
That's fair.
I believe in evolution and science.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I am not a religious person, but I believe in God. But I'm also 100% on board with. I could be wrong, and there could be literally nothing. I'm not.
From my point of view, as long as one person is not a Muslim, he's a follower of any other religion, Christianity, Judaism, any other. I'm okay with that.
It's pretty base.
Because the religion of Islam is mainly a religion of war
Hard to hear him,
and totalitarian.
Okay, Yama, it's getting kind of hard to hear you, but I'm gonna have to move on. But I really appreciate you coming up.
I love your show. I'm following you. Bye bye. And give my regards to the lady.
Awesome.
tell
Will
him
do.
thanks.
She said thank you.
What's up, Kosher? Kosher has a question for you.
Hey Donnie, hey Nick, good to see you guys.
What's up?
So, question just about if we could speculate on what are some possibilities for this war against the Islamic Republic to resolve. You know, obviously Trump put out his demands for it to end, and then Iran put out their list of demands, and there seems to be a massive gap between the two. So I'm curious your thoughts, because I don't foresee Iran voluntarily giving up its 400 kilograms of enriched uranium just by airstrike. So I guess I have a two-part question. One is, do you think that it's possible to credibly declare victory in this war with the IRGC or the regime still in power in Iran, or do you think regime change is required for it to be a true victory? And then I guess part two is, in order to seize the uranium, do you believe that would require a pretty sizable ground operation in terms of getting to the site, securing the perimeter, all of the things that go with that? Or do you think that could be done with like a relatively limited special forces type of raid?
Well, I think it'd have to be a diplomatic handover. I think they'd have to agree with it. Are you saying if we took it by force? Is that your question?
Yeah, because I mean, from my standpoint, maybe you disagree. I think it's highly unlikely that they would hand it over in a diplomatic kind of voluntary situation.
Yes, it would definitely have to be like a special operations mission or something, ground operations. Yeah, it'd have to be something. However, to answer your question, I would hope that, and I this is something I don't like about President Trump, something I don't really trust him in. He has this thing where he kind of says like, you will do this, no exceptions, and then he ends up sometimes backing out. Now, some cases that's the art of the deal. I get it. Sometimes though, he does it in a way that I'm like, could have held strong a little bit more. So I hope he doesn't back out on that.
Yeah, there's always the risk that it'll be kind of, hey, we won, declare victory, we destroyed their military, but I just think that if we don't actually get the physical uranium, I don't see that as a victory at all. That's required.
I think what I would, I don't think a regime change is required for victory at all. It's not one of our goals of war, but on a personal level, of course, I'd love to see that. But I actually think we would see that after we leave anyways. I don't want us to do the regime change. I want the people in Iran to rise up. And right now, obviously, they can't. I want their ballistic missile program destroyed. I want their future and obviously current nuclear capabilities destroyed, done for. I want them hurting to the point that they cannot continue proxy warfare, especially in the Western Hemisphere. But in general, at least that at severely weakened level, because I don't know if you can ever really stop Islamism. They just like breed like cockroaches. It's like insane how much you can take them all out and they will still throw bodies at it. It's crazy. But those are the goals that I'd like to see done. Nuclear capabilities destroyed, ballistic missile programs destroyed.
Yeah, makes sense. I appreciate it, bro.
All right, man. Have a good one.
See you.
Somebody, thanks for the super chat, Ozzy. They said the United States of Nick Matau committed war crimes against Sneakomalia.
For sure. We certainly did that. By the way, just for the record, Kosher's one of the good debaters out there, so he's underrated, but big shout out. Yeah, we did commit a war crime against Sneeko. And that's why everybody sent you a ceasefire request before you even fired. We'll have to figure out a cabinet. There's a lot of people who want to run for office. You gonna do you mingle or what?
I was waiting to see this person connect, but they're not connecting. So yeah, we'll go to you mingle. All right, y'all.
You guys keep liking and we'll play Colt song. Should be good. And we'll save APAC for 300K likes. Keep it up.
Or maybe it's just awful. Like, you don't know if it's gonna be good or not.
That's not nice. ISD. $150K likes, Negan. We're gonna play Colt's song. He made a Mixed by Colt made a song, and then we'll do APAC money for 300K, which means you'll have to keep liking. Love you guys. You're the best.
Why the fuck does it do this?
Who's this Azam in the comments? Who's harassing everyone? Fatima, I'm giving you one chance to stop, or I'm muting you. I don't like to mute.
Nice.
Okay, I'm giving you one more chance. That's all I'm saying. Be nice.
Who
Thank
are you talking to right now?
Someone in the comments. But sometimes people want to mute for no reason. So
Who is it?
Fatima Azam.
Fatima.
Fatima,
I'll
sorry.
do it. 5 minutes. Fuck you. Because your name is Fatima too. That's why I did it.
Well,
to the Yumin goal.
See, I'm nicer than my husband, you guys.
Say that again?
Oh, hell no. Well, I don't want to end my night like this, bro.
1 second, babe. I can't hear him. What are you saying?
Oh, hell no, saying babe. Oh, hell no, buddy. Oh, hell no.
Why does he have a girl's voice?
That was such a fake laugh, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yo.
Yo.
See you again.
It's me again.
I luckily saw you on my For You page yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that girl didn't know what she was talking about that you clipped.
Which girl?
You clipped one girl. Hold on. What was your TikTok?
My TikTok is, well, it just depends. If you're talking about my live clips, it's on Nick Mattel Live. But I also have Nick Mattel where I post other things like videos, and it's probably better just go to my Instagram. I post everything there.
This girl.
Oh, the girl hates white people?
Yeah, clearly hates her religion too.
No, she really defends her religion. My buddy Moderate actually talked with her, and he clipped her also, and she went viral again.
Yeah, I just wanted to like clear up on some things. Are you live right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think from I am Muslim.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. I actually, like, from what I've seen, like from myself and my family, I think Islam actually like gives a really, like, it actually gives women a lot of rights. I'm trying to just have a genuine conversation with you. I actually genuinely think it actually does give a lot of women a lot of rights for women.
Compared
Why
to
do you
what?
think otherwise?
Compared to what?
Just in general, like, I mean, it gives them a lot of rights.
It
Like
gives who a lot of rights?
Women, like, from my perspective, like, I have sisters. I have.
You think Islam gives women a lot of rights compared to what though? Like, what is your base level? When you say the word a lot, what does a lot mean? Right? It's relevant to what we are talking about. Like, if you're okay, I think you get the point. Compared to what? What is the relevance here, and what does a lot mean?
Don't your rights
Okay,
come
so
from
I
God,
was kind of
not
going
from
based
Islam?
off of this girl. So she was saying that like Islam only like requires her to just stay in the kitchen and not do anything else. It's like basically what she was saying, right?
Okay, put
She,
her aside. I agree. She was not knowledgeable in Islam. I think a lot of
yeah,
Muslims are not knowledgeable, but she was
I
even
agree.
less than even the average Muslim I speak
Basics.
to. But you made a claim, and you're not. This is the third time I have to ask it. You're not answering. You said
You're asking like
Islam
what the base is.
gives.
What's my base
You
of
said
like rights?
Islam gives a lot of rights to women, and I want to know what that means.
Okay, so let me. I'm gonna answer your question. I just want to rephrase what I said. It does give a lot of rights, but I mean, like, it gives them rights to protect them. I don't know if that makes sense. Like,
Oh no!
it,
Every argument you're gonna say, trust me, I've heard it. You're not gonna surprise me. I know exactly where you're gonna go. I've heard it, but that being said, I still ask you because you're still an individual, so maybe you'll surprise me. But okay, so we have to oppress and suppress you because we're protecting you. Argument, got it. Okay, so
It's
I'm
not.
gonna
It's not
ask
oppressive,
again.
man.
Okay, we'll get into that, but I'm gonna ask one more time.
What's my base? I'm not like I'm
Well,
not
not just
really
what's your
sure.
base.
Like
What does it
based off.
mean? Yeah, like compared to what? That's my question. Compared to what? Compared to Christianity? Compared to Judaism? Compared to secular
I don't want to
societies?
compare
Compared to North
religion.
Korea?
I just want to compare to societies.
Okay, so Islam is by far the most like some African countries too, not even just the Muslim ones, but other than that, Islam is by far the most suppressed. The women are the
Like
most suppressed
it's
out of
not.
any society in the world.
It's not oppressive. It's like it's
Suppressive, I
rules.
said. Suppress.
Oh,
You're
okay. Sorry, I
suppressing
heard.
them.
Yeah, I heard.
Oh, it's
Oppressive.
also
Yeah.
oppressive, but I said that last sentence was suppressive. The women in Islamic countries are by far the most suppressed out of any, because you said you're comparing it to other societies, by far than any other society in the world.
So okay, in America, we live in America right now.
Okay.
Like from what I see, girls that are okay. I'm not even gonna say non-Muslim. Even Muslim girls, some Muslim girls. I've been through the public school, middle and elementary, middle and high school. I've been through public school. I've seen Muslim girls who have been astray. What I'm saying is like when they protect them, like the rules aren't like it doesn't just say like, oh, you can't talk to guys. No, you can talk to guys. It just has to be like someone that cares about you with you. Like
Okay, there
if
are
it's work or
rules and
school or stuff like that,
expectations,
it's
but
Islam is okay with
they
that.
use oppression.
Does that make sense? Am I making
Sorry,
sense?
can you say that last sentence again? Someone was just say that
Sorry.
last
Yeah, I was
sentence.
saying like in school, like Islam doesn't say like, oh, girls can't talk to guys, period. There's rules to it. Like if you're
Actually,
talking
that
most,
depends on the fatwa and the
yeah,
opinion. It
of
specifically
course.
says that women should
It
hide their
depends on the
beauty,
it
and
depends on
some,
the
yeah,
method.
okay. The Quran
Yeah.
says that a woman should hide her beauty, and many Islamic countries, including Afghanistan, for example, determine a woman's voice as beautiful. Can you answer me this? The Adhan, is a woman allowed to do that?
No,
Right? Why not?
because Islam protects the beauty of a girl and a
Protects her from
voice
what? Protects her from what?
from men.
Right. Protects them from Muslim men.
No, it protects them from all men, not only
Okay.
Muslim men.
So okay. Sure. I've seen the sexual repression of Muslim men. I've traveled the world. I was in the Navy for 12 years. I've also traveled outside of my time in the military. Muslim men are by far the most sexually repressed. Out of at least the people I've seen, I haven't been to like North Korea, so I don't know. Maybe they're worse there. But out of the places I've seen, they're the most sexually repressed because everything is taboo, and so the Muslim men have now made women into kind of a sort of lower class property. And so I've seen women in the whole entire niqab, not even like hijab, niqab, like literally the one with the slits in the eyes and the veil
Yeah,
over. And I've seen them, hold on, I've seen the men stare at them like they're about to just like grapple her, right? And it's like, dude, what else could she cover? This lady had gloves on. Like there's literally nothing you can see except kind of, it was windy, and so like you like the loose clothing kind of showed her hips for like half a second, which isn't her fault. And the men looked at her like no one in the West I've ever seen. And so okay, but fine, we'll say men in general. What would happen if a woman did the Adhan? What would happen? You said protect her
What
from
is the
men.
Adhan?
What would happen? For those that don't know, the Adhan is the call to prayer.
the call
What would
to prayer, yeah.
happen? Someone in the live asked what it is. So what would happen if a woman got on the speaker and did the call to prayer? What would happen? You said protect. Protect from what?
Protect from the men's intentions. So
Okay.
in this,
In a fully, let's say it's a fully Islamic society. Let's say there's a caliphate. You're in a country. It's 100% Muslim, right? Women and men, and they're holding it. It's all Muslim. Okay. Could she do the Adhan then?
No.
Why not?
Again, because okay, you want to talk about Muslim men. Muslim men are just like any other man in on earth. They all a man's weakness is woman,
Yep.
correct?
Yeah, no,
Every-
I agree. My question is how come Islam?
I was-
Because I know you want to go, but this is really my last question.
Go ahead.
Okay, I promise you, and then you can go off, because this
Go
is
ahead.
the question I wanted to lead up to. Because if I asked the question before, you could be like, well, there's other men that's not Muslim. So let's just say I'm a totally Muslim
Yeah.
society. Why is it that your religion puts the restriction on the woman to follow, and she better follow it? Because if she doesn't, we know what will happen in a lot of these Muslim societies. And even the Quran allows for it in some cases. Obviously, some people go way beyond the Quran, but for the most part.
Extremists.
Right. Why is it that your religion says, oh, you need to do this as a woman, because the men definitely will not. We need to protect you from the men. Why isn't it that your religion doesn't tell the man to not be rapists?
Rapist is a strong word, no?
I assume that's what you meant when you said protects the woman.
To control
Most
themselves.
sexual assault, rape, etc.
Okay.
That's what you meant,
At
correct?
the very least, why doesn't it
Not
teach to control
necessarily. I'm just saying
themselves?
protect them from everything. So, okay, let me answer. Which question you want me to answer
That doesn't
first?
make any. But I'm sorry, that doesn't make any sense. When you said protect her beauty, you said that men would be weak with her. I assume
Yeah.
you meant at minimum sexual harassment, if not
Yeah,
all the way.
Okay,
right.
yeah,
So you did
that's
mean
that's
that. Okay,
one of
cool.
them. Yeah. I meant, yeah.
So why is it that they don't just put the restriction on the man to follow? Why does the restriction have to go on the woman?
There is a restriction. So modesty goes for men and women. Modesty in Islam isn't just saying, oh, only girls have to be modest. No, men also have to be modest. They have to. So modesty isn't just for women. A man has to lower their gaze. In Islam, it tells you to lower your gaze. In Islam, it tells you وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا الزِّنَا, don't even get near adultery. It doesn't
I
just
agree
say
with all
that.
that, by the way. I agree with all that.
Yeah, it doesn't just say that for men. It doesn't just say that for women. It says that for men. But again, a man's weakness is a girl.
Yeah, but the
woman.
punishment for
yeah.
men is not as severe.
My question for you is, what would happen if you're in a Muslim society, or you would know more than I, and you saw a guy just not lowering their gaze? They're not doing necessarily anything wrong, but they're looking at women. What would happen to him?
Me personally, if
Just
someone
in an
was
Islamic society.
I don't know about Islamic society because every person acts different. But me, if
How about Iran?
my sisters, again, I can't answer for a place.
The answer is
that I
nothing.
haven't
The
been.
answer is nothing would happen to him. Maybe at most a friend will talk to him like, hey, Habibi, brother.
Yeah,
you're
like
not- you
what I
shouldn't do
would
that.
I was just gonna answer, like if it was a guy looking at my sisters, I wouldn't really be happy. Like I
Right.
would have a problem.
And what would happen in
Be-
an Islamic society if a woman decided she doesn't want to wear the hijab anymore?
And so I'm Jordanian. I was born in Jordan. If I mean, there's a lot of
It's not an
non-hijabis.
Islamic society, but I
Yeah, I
understand
mean,
it's
again,
Muslim. I'm talking about an
yeah,
Islamic society.
I'm not really sure. Like, I mean, I'm answering like based off like my knowledge. Like, there's a lot of like girls in Jordan or that are there like
Yeah, Jordan is not
non-hijabis.
Iran.
It's normal. I mean, like hijab is, again, every person will be asked upon their own actions at the end. So like
So
if a
they would be beat. That's the answer. Masa Amini in Iran, which is obviously a religious, it's a theocratic state, whereas Jordan is pretty secular. Masa Amini was a Kurdish woman who was wearing a hijab, but she wasn't quote unquote wearing it properly.
Again, there's
and she was beat
extremists
to,
of
she
a
was beat to
religion.
death. She was beat to death.
There's extremists in every religion.
They're one
Like,
of the most
we
supported
can't.
people around the world right now. The IRGC that did that, the morality police, but under the IRGC, the Muslims around the world are supporting them. I'm not saying every Muslim, but the
I don't want to
majority
get
of Muslims
into
are supporting them.
I don't really want to get into like governments and stuff. But
It's not
what I
about
was
governments. It's about how they're following Islam. You can say they're not really following Islam, but if that's the case, do you see the Muslim people so lost that they are supporting a people that are going against Islam?
now I mean, okay, I'm gonna tell you this. Most Muslim people that are supporting Iran aren't supporting it because of what they're only supporting it because they see it as they're the only country that are going against Israel. I'm just gonna give you it straight up. That they think that
Huh?
Iran is
So
the
that's
only
more
country.
important than the religion.
That's what I'm telling you. There's a lot of Muslims that are lost. Now, when
Fair
you
enough.
see,
I appreciate
yeah,
the answer. Yeah.
when you see like you're the only country or one of the only countries that are fighting or going or helping Palestine, every Muslim is gonna support them. They're gonna put religion
I
aside.
actually
I'm just
appreciate
answering
his
truthfully.
answer a lot.
They put religion aside and they just focus on what's gonna help. Now, if let me get away from Iran
Sure,
and go
go
back
ahead.
to what we were saying.
Yeah, go ahead.
Where was I? Oh
You
my
were
God, I lost my
saying
train.
I was saying like what would happen to a man if he didn't like lower his gaze versus a woman who decided not to wear a hijab.
Yeah, let me answer the Adhan part. Why you said if why can't she do that down in a Muslim society? It's not like I was saying. Islam is built to protect a girl from men, protect their beauty, because every man, if a girl goes and even a prophet Yusuf, when he was when that lady was trying to seduce him, he told he is in the Quran it says that he was telling Allah, he was like, take her away from me because I won't. It's like around there. I can pull up the exact verses.
No, I know that story. I do. What is
Yes.
what is a woman's beauty? Because you I assume don't believe women should speak to men that aren't
No,
like
they can speak.
they
Like
can't do
like
the
if it,
Adhan, but they can
if
speak
it
to
if
men.
it's in school, if it's like necessary, like her doing an adhan isn't necessary because men are there to do that.
What does that mean? What is
If
it
you
necessary?
can,
Like one
I have a
second, please. One
question when I have
second,
a
baby.
chance.
Hold on one sec.
Yeah.
Like for work, like
what okay, so she's allowed to speak if it's necessary for work and
public places. If
yeah,
you
like
want
if you're
to,
at the store or something.
yeah, that's
Okay.
perfectly fine.
But
Like
she can't have like a friend or anything like that, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying like she can't. Again, I'm not like my sister's. My sister, I know, like she in school, like she had to do projects with like guys and stuff. But it was always like in a public space where like nothing could
Oh
happen.
no, I
Which
agree with that. Like I'm a married man. I wouldn't be even with a friend that's a girl like alone in like a
yeah,
room
exactly.
together. You know,
It's just
no,
like proper.
I get that. I'm all for that. I'm not trying to say they should like go beyond that. I just okay. So women can speak if it's necessary. No Adhan because it's not necessary. What about their face? Should they cover their face? Because I would say a
My
woman's face is arguably the most beautiful part about her. Her
In
eyes,
Islam, it's
etc.
required. In Islam, it's required to just cover your hair. I mean, it's not necessary.
Well,
It doesn't
actually,
tell.
no. In Quran Surah 24 and also I believe 33, it specifically says to wear a what's it called? It starts with a K. It's effectively a hijab, but the way the Quran puts it is let me see real quick. I know it's in. I think it's in 24. I believe it's in 24. Let me go to it real quick. I'm sure I'll find it. 24 is not a super long surah. Unchaste women. God, here it is. Tell believing men. No, tell
Which
believing
ayah?
women to. I think this is it. I have to read it. This is Surah 24, ayats 30 and on. Tell believing women to avert their eyes and safeguard their private parts and not to expose their attractions except what is visible, and let them wrap their shawls around their breast lines and reveal their attractions only before their husbands or fathers or father-in-law or sons of their husbands or brothers or sons of the brothers or sons of the sisters. And it says right here, or male attendants with no sexual desire. I don't really know how you.
It says except what normally appears though. So it says until a believing woman.
It doesn't say what normally appears. It doesn't say that. It says
right here. Look.
I guess I can't
I
see.
don't know why it's so
What version of the Quran are you reading? What translation?
It's translation by Dr. Mustafa Khattab, the Clear Quran.
Oh yeah, no, the Clear Quran's trash, dude. No, seriously, the Clear Quran literally admits to changing the Arabic word so it has more quote unquote readability.
I think because there isn't enough what's it called? There's like the Arabic grammar is just so much more than the English.
No, for sure. The Clear Quran is good if you're if you're trying to nitpick at words on what does it actually say. It's awful. The Clear Quran, and any scholar will even tell you this. Like the Clear Quran is not meant for that. What it's good for is if you just want to, let's say, read a chapter and you want it to be kind of the readability is better. That the Clear Quran was made to be better in readability.
Yeah, but what it says here, until the believing women to lower their gaze and guard their chastity and not to reveal their adornments except what normally appears, let them draw their veils over their chest and not reveal their hidden adornments except to their husbands, their fathers, their father-in-laws, their sons, their stepsons, etc., etc.
Hold on. I'm gonna read. What was it? 30, right?
Yeah.
So 31. Okay. So yeah, the Clear Quran again is trash. Sahih International is okay. I will say that, which one is it? I want to say it is, I think it's Pictal. That one is like supposed to be, it's not great readability, but it's supposed to be like direct translations. I think it's that, or maybe it's the one two above that. Let me read it real quick. Maybe it's MAS.
But yeah, while you read that,
Yeah, so real quick, I found it. It's tell believing women that they should lower their glances, guard their private parts, and not display their charms beyond what it is acceptable to reveal. And so that, what does that mean? What is acceptable? Because obviously, you know, you have to have a slit so they can see, but like, why would you say, I get hiding the breasts, hiding the hips, the legs. I understand that, right? The behind. But why not the face? I would say that men are very much attracted to, especially a woman's eyes, a woman's face. They're very beautiful people. Why would
I
you
think
not hide their face?
I'm not sure, but I think like the most like what completes a girl is her hair, right?
I would say more men are attracted to a woman's face than the hair. I'm not gonna say no man's attracted. I love hair too, but I would, like, hypothetically, if there was a bald woman with a face, and I don't know why this would make sense, but someone
Can I
without a
ask-
face, I'd be really creeped
Can I
out.
ask a technical question that had
Okay,
to do
one
with
second.
something
Somebody
real
has a
quick?
question. My wife has a question. Go ahead.
Somebody? I'm just kidding. I'm teasing. Let's say a Muslim lives in like America. Do all these rules still apply? Because
No, he's
Western
gonna say no.
society is
He's gonna
way
say no.
different.
I
Like,
know the
you can't
answer,
have
but
a
she
friend-
said if a Muslim lives in America, do all these rules still apply? It's I feel like what you're gonna say is like, yeah, individually I'll try to apply them the best I can, but it's not my job to change
Yeah.
the society. Yeah.
No, I mean, would his sisters still
Well, what
be?
you can do is you can change
Hold
yourself,
on.
or you can make yourself better,
I
and then
mean,
you work on
babe.
your family, and then
Babe,
I
he
think
can't hear you. It's not me.
Okay,
He
so
can't hear
tell him to
you.
hold on.
1 second,
So
please.
tell him to hold
no
on.
problem. Take your time.
So would his sister still be expected to not have a friend that's a guy, or not be
She's
in a
asking, would your
group?
sister still be expected to not have like a friend that's a guy? I guess maybe on a family level.
As a family, what do you mean? Like, can you? Sorry, I didn't.
She's saying like, if you guys live in America, would your sister, even though she's in America, a more secular society for sure, is she still expected to follow all these rules?
I mean, my sisters, they have lived in America, and they have communicated with a lot of guys, but it was just themselves that didn't feel comfortable doing that. Again, because there's certain standards that I guess a person has to live up to, and that was just one of the standards that they set for themselves. They want to follow their religion. They want to follow what that says. Now, if they weren't like that, I think like if they were comfortable with going and socializing with other guys, again, if it was in a public place and it wasn't like emotional interactions, I think I wouldn't, or like nobody would be comfortable with that.
Can you explain to me
Because
yeah, go ahead.
because if us as her brothers or as her father, we want to protect her emotions, we want to protect herself, we want to protect her chastity. And
She's
I've seen a
gonna do
lot where
that
like
by
men would
herself.
go and like talk to like girls for like a month or two and just like kind of like mess with their emotions, mess with their thoughts, and then just like dump them, and then they go into depression. I think that's like what Islam sets the rules for, that is that like don't get emotional with a guy unless he's actually
Sure.
going to marry you. I think that's
Okay.
like a
Okay, what
very
about the
yeah.
punishments? Sorry.
We already asked that. Okay, so my question for you is, now Muslim countries don't report these numbers, but there's a lot of think tanks and third-party independent investigations that utilize this information to extrapolate to the best of their ability specific numbers. And it's interesting, they found that Muslim countries, not obviously the literal highest, but were amongst the higher end, above average in terms of rapings, sexual assaults, etc. If this works so well, then why is it that they have a higher rate of sexual assaults and
because if you
rapes?
delay if you're because they delay marriage. You see like Muslim men that are getting married at like 30s, 32,
In
like
Muslim
35.
countries? No.
And like
No. In a
from
lot of these
talking
Muslim
from Jordan,
countries, first off, women in the Muslim countries exclusively are getting married under the age of 15 at a higher rate than, by far, than any other countries, other than some in Africa that are non-Muslim. And so, unless you're saying the
yeah.
men are old and they're marrying under 15-year-old girls, like the girls are
No,
getting
I
married
was
young, you're
saying,
saying?
I'm
In
just saying
some
from
Arab
like what I know,
countries,
like
that's true.
you're asking like why rapes are like so much higher in countries where they follow Islamic law. Is that what you're saying?
Islamic law to at least like culturally Islamic countries, right? Ones that aren't so secular.
Can we talk about Jordan? Because that's like that's where I've lived there for a bit.
I mean, sure, Jordan is a lot more secular. So it's like
Yeah.
Lebanon too. Lebanon's it's pretty secular. I'm talking about like ones that are culturally Islamic to Islamic theocracies, like Afghanistan, Iran, Saudi Arabia, etc.
Yeah, so I think that like men they're like encouraged to get married young. It says the Prophet said, "Man istata'a minkum al-ba'a falyatazawwaj." They who are able to financially support, or not even like just a little bit financially support themselves, should get married because it protects you from other sins,
So you're saying,
like
go ahead.
adultery, like going into like taking like other girls, or like not taking, I mean like emotionally drowning other girls, if that makes sense.
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about rape, and sexual assault, etc. So you're telling me the men are raping women more than average because they're not getting married? Why
I
would
think
that make them a rapist?
because they're letting their desires
Sexually
get the best of them.
repressed.
Now again, I'm
Told you.
just going based off what you said because I really don't know about
You're
that
saying
stuff.
if you get married, your sexual desires go away?
No, but you have your wife, which is perfectly fine. I mean,
So their
that's
religion, because rape is wrong in Islam, I assume,
it
right?
is wrong. It is
Okay. So
strongly
you're
wrong.
saying
Yeah.
I'll get to that in a second, but okay. So Islam bans it. So you're saying that their sexual desires don't go away if they get married, but they have their, what'd you say, their
Yeah,
love, or
their wife. So their
right?
wife.
So that stops them
They
from
have something to release that desire. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Kind of. I don't agree because I know that rape is not about just desire.
Well, yeah, of
It
course.
goes way beyond
There's
that.
some sick human beings. I mean, like
Well,
you can't
no, for
you can't really
sure. So
control that.
you can be a grapist. I'll start saying that word instead of the actual word. You can be a grapist, and have sex every single day. It's not about necessarily desire. It's about power and control. And so I don't agree with you, but I see what you're saying. What I will say is that I find it interesting that their wives are stopping them from doing that awful, evil thing, but their religion doesn't stop them.
No, their religion does stop them, but again, it's the religion is there for you to follow if you want to follow it.
Just like a marriage, you not being an adulterer or a rapist or whatever is also there for you to follow. You can choose not to.
I mean, rape is strong. It tells you in Surah Al-Isra, وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا الزِّنَا, don't even get near adultery. Like don't do it. Don't even get near.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, like Islam is strongly prohibits it, and Islam tries to protect from it. But again, I mean, it's a religion. If you want to follow it, if that's what you really believe, then you follow it. If you don't, then I mean, it's a day of judgment thing. You know what I'm saying?
Also get around adultery by
At
having
the end
4
of the day,
wives.
every person can control their own actions. But some people are sick. Some people cannot control themselves. Some people cannot control their desires. Some people are just mentally ill, and then they go rape. Like, I mean, it's something we see. Like,
I don't see
we just
why it
can't
would be
control it.
higher in Islamic societies. I mean, I have a theory, and I'm pretty sure I'm right. I think it's because of the sexual repression of Muslims. I think when you create everything as taboo, it effectively makes nothing taboo, if that makes sense. It's kind of like if you take a book, right? Let's say I took my Quran and I wanted to highlight all the parts that I thought were important. If I highlight every single word, do you agree that's the same thing as highlighting none of the words?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you make everything taboo, isn't that effectively like making nothing taboo?
I agree. Then,
So that's my theory. That's why it's kind of
in the Quran it
relatively
says,
higher.
وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا. We made you a people of middle. You don't go all the way extreme, and you don't go all the way to the left. You're in the middle. I mean, you follow your religion. You pray. You follow your pillars. You pray. You do what you have to do,
Yeah.
Don't go extreme. Don't go all the way to left. Just be in the middle. We created you a people of middle. Don't like it doesn't support being extremist. But again, there's people that just take religion. That's in Christianity. That's in Islam. That's in Judaism. There's people that are extremists. That's just nothing we can do about it. We can't judge.
Sure, but not on a systematic level like
extremes
Islam. It's not
extremes aren't that
like
extreme.
Christianity has significantly more Christians than there are Muslims in the world.
I wasn't like trying to compare the religions. I'm just saying like we
Well,
can't.
no. I agree with you. Everyone has the
Yeah.
ability to be an extremist, whether it be a national extremist, who's an atheist, a Christian, a Jewish, a Muslim, etc. But if you look at the extremists like Global Terrorist, GTI, Global Terrorist Index, the top 10 are all Muslims, Muslim organizations slash whatever parties, governments. They're all of them. It's not even close. Actually, I think in the top 15, they're all Muslim except for maybe one. So I think it's fair to say we have to look more than just saying, oh, they're just not really Muslims, or oh, everyone can be extremists, and like, oh, there's sick people that do rapings and stuff like that. Like, shouldn't we look and say, but why is it more prevalent in our religion? Like, what is it? If the religion says not to do these things, then why are people doing these things?
I can't answer for them. I can answer for like what I see. I think again, people want to do what they can't do. It's like me putting a book right next to you, or me putting something right next to you, and then be like, don't do that, but also don't read that book. Don't even open it. And then that's the only thing. Like, you want to read a book, like that book next to you, you can't read it, but you also can't read any other book because you also don't want to. So like,
I agree. That's what I was saying about women.
Yeah, it's like me putting a girl right next to you. You can't get near her. The only possible choice that you get near her is if you get married. But being married, you have to spend money. This girl, you can get near her.
I think you guys are in agreement,
You're also
but are coming from
you're also
different
committing a sin.
places.
So people are just like, they want what they can't have, but they also don't want it in a proper way. Does that make sense?
No, I get it. I do. I think you're proving my point actually by saying that. What I will say is to go to the adultery, because that was something I wanted to bring up. I know it's technically, if we're playing semantics, not literal adultery by your guys' standard, but I find marrying more than one wife simply committing adultery against another. I find polygamy, I find it to be very immoral.
That marrying 4 wives, it says
unless you're Muhammad, of course. He had 11 wives at one time, and I think 13 in total, or no, it was 11 in total, and no, he had 13 wives in total, right? And then 11 at one time.
And in the Quran, it says that you can only marry 4 if you have, like, with exceptions. Like, I mean, not every man can go and marry 4.
No, of course, you have to be able to take care of them equally. You have to love them equally.
You have to equalize between them in every single thing. And your first wife has to approve, believe it or not.
I know all this. Trust me, I know all of it. And you can't like buy one a car, maybe not the other ones. Yeah, I got it. But that's not my point. It's still polygamy. It doesn't, just because I didn't say you're treating them bad. I'm saying it's polygamy, and it's, to me, it would be adultery. And I think that the Bible very clearly warned us against polygamy, because of all the prophets that did polygamy, all were effectively punished. I don't want to say punished. It's just God warned us that polygamy would lead to a downfall, and Abraham does it, led to his downfall. Dawood, whatever you want to call him, he does it, leads to his downfall. Solomon had a lot of wives and concubines, a lot, hundreds, and he loses his entire kingdom because God told him, if you do this with polygamy, especially with, people that aren't from your tribe, you're going to fall into idolatry. And what happens? Falls into idolatry, and he loses his entire kingdom. And God, the first thing he said was Adam and Eve, not Adam and Eve 1, 2, 3, and 4, not Adam and all the women that you want, none of that, right? And so Judaism understood that, Christianity understood that, and then Islam comes later and ignores God's commandment and warnings and says, actually, it's a good thing.
What's the question?
I mean, I guess there really isn't a question. I could ask you, do you agree with that? But of course you do. You're Muslim. Why wouldn't you agree with it? And I guess I don't really have a question.
Okay, so I think the marrying four wives is like one of like the trickiest things. Hold on, I wanna pull up the verse because before and after, so in Surah An-Nisa that's where that verse is, right? It's like the first page. Hold on.
I think so, yeah.
It's the first page of Surah An-Nisa, if I remember right.
While you pull that up, I'm gonna go grab something to drink.
Yeah, go.
Hi, Crystal. Good job, you guys. We'll play the song. We'll play Cult song after this, guys.
Okay, so the translation is, if you fear you might fail to give orphan women their due rights, if you were to marry them, then marry other women of your choice, 2, 3, or 4. But if you're afraid you will fail to maintain justice, then content yourself with one or those bondwomen in your possession. This way you are less likely to commit injustice. This was on the Quran.com translation. So, I mean, Islam really, like, it tells you you can marry 4, but it has a lot of restrictions that people don't really like they just see like, oh yeah, I can marry 4, and then that's just like what they stay by. Like they don't mind going and reading the restrictions. Does that make sense? Like in Saudi and stuff, I bet you like most of the people that marry 4, they do not know the restrictions that comes with it. Like
I'm not worried about that. I mean, I'm glad that those restrictions exist. To the the equal treatment of them, et cetera, is what I'm talking about. I'm glad that that's a thing, right? It's not about if there are restrictions or not, or if you're supposed to have these rules or not. It's about, again, and it's just something we don't agree on. It's just, that's just a problem that I have. I find polygamy to be against one of the original commandments of God, and I think that's very clear. And of course, a lot of Muslims, they ironically say, I don't know if you ever heard of the Islamic dilemma, but a lot of Muslims today, for whatever reason, I don't know where they get it from, that the Bible, the Torah has been corrupted. It doesn't say that in the Quran at all. And the Quran actually constantly affirms.
It says that the what's it called? وأنزلنا عليكم التوراة والإنجيل, with the Quran. Torah and the Injil are the Bible, and the Torah, the what's it called? The
scripture, I guess, for the Jewish people.
Yeah, so in the Quran actually states that the Abrahamic religions, we believe in the Abrahamic religions. We have nothing against that. Now, just people, why do they say that it was corrupt? Because it has been kind of, there's like been so many, there's like the new commandments, there's just like a bunch of like
new commandments. What are you talking about?
I mean, not new commandments, what was it? New
Testament?
Yeah, New Testament, sorry.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so there's just like a lot of like kind of categories of the Bibles. But we believe with the original Bible. I completely believe with the original Bible.
Well,
just that it was like altered so many times. Do you know what I mean?
No, I know that's what Muslims say, but it doesn't say that in the Quran. There's some verses where you can kind of twist it to imply that. But actually, if you read the Quran, it says not that they corrupted the words of, with the Jews, the Torah, the Christians, the Christian Bible, what Muhammad was saying, because it was interesting. Muhammad, there's a story about him, about how he told his early followers that effectively all these nations were waiting for their prophets, and they all got it, right? Because obviously Jesus in Islam is a prophet, not the son of God. And so they said, they got it, and then Jesus got it, and Christians got it, and they all had their scripture, and we were the last nation, and that here I am, right? Muhammad said, when I go to the Jews and Christians, watch, they're going to know who I am already. They're going to recognize me.
Because it's in the Bible, yeah.
Right, and well, that's what he said.
Yeah.
And then he goes, and they're like, who the heck are you? Like, nobody recognized him. They're like, we have no idea what you're talking about. It's like a bug in here. Anyways, we have no idea what you're talking about. Like, who are you? And so to explain to the early Muslims, like, I thought they said that you said that they would recognize you. He then said, not that their words were corrupted. He said, no, the words are fine. But back in the day, they couldn't read the the Hebrew Bible because it was in Hebrew. They couldn't read
Yeah,
the Koine Greek, which is what the New Testament is. So they had to listen to the Jews and Christians explain what their story said. So what Muhammad said wasn't that the words were corrupted. He said that they were lying about what the words said. Like the words were there, but they're preaching it wrong. But somehow today Muslims turn that into the words have been corrupted. And I get why they say that. They kind of have to, because if you read the Torah today, for example, it has the binding of Yitzhak. But if you ask a Muslim, it was the binding of Ishmael, right? And so you kind of have to say that the words were corrupted, because if you don't, then it kind of debunks the Quran. But Muhammad told them to ask the people of the book if you have questions. Why would he tell people who were corrupted or had corrupted words, why would he tell them to go to them if they were corrupted? It doesn't make a lot of sense. Why would you do that?
I'm just trying to like process everything you were saying. Sorry.
Long story short, why would Muhammad tell the early Muslims, if I don't know, and if you have questions, go to the people of the book, the Jews and the Christians? Why would he say that to them if the words were corrupted and or the people were corrupted?
Who said
Most
the
civil
words
Quran
are corrupted? Now the
conversation
words
ever.
are. I mean,
Say that again. I'm sorry.
there's a lot of Christian original Bible and the Quran. There's like a lot of similar stories.
Well,
Right?
of course
Or
there's similar stories. They took it from Judaism and Christianity. I know you believe it comes from Allah, but you got to understand, everyone else, it's very obvious that they just took the stories and put it in the Quran, because it comes thousands of years
actually,
to hundreds of years later if you're talking about Christianity.
yeah, but a lot of the stuff that are there's a lot of stuff stated in the Quran. I don't know on the top of my head. There's a lot of. I mean, I can look into it if you want, but there's a lot of stuff that's stated in the Quran that said it would happen in the future, and it is happening in the future. And there's a lot of signs of the
Nope,
Day of
no,
Judgment.
nothing. There's nothing in the Quran that says that other societies didn't also say equally, even a lot of the times before Muhammad and Islam. You're right. There are stuff that he said, but if you look into history, other societies also predicted it. It's not that impressive. But that being said, there's also stories in the Quran that we know, historically, are not real stories that Muhammad said were actual stories of God. And specifically, like, for example, the Christians. He said that the story that the Christians say about Jesus when he was a kid, he created some clay birds and he blew into them and they became real, right? That's a story in the Quran. That comes from the non-canon stories of Christianity and the infancy gospel of Thomas, which I think the Gnostic Christians and the heretic Christians, as they're called, I think they accept that book, but Christians really as a whole, besides them, it's non-canon. Now,
I'm listening, by the way. Looking at something else.
no, you're good. It makes sense, of course, for Muhammad to put that in his book, because he's not going to know the difference between the Christian ins and outs of what's canon and what's not. But now we look back on it, I'm like, wait, why did he add that story? Historically, we understand he had that story because he heard Christians say it, right? Because there was a lot of the heretic Christians, when they were kicked out of Europe, they went to Persia and Arabia. So, of course, Muhammad probably was surrounded by them as well. But he didn't understand the difference. And why would he? He's not a Christian, and he spoke Arabic, possibly other languages because he was a merchant. But my point is that he added these stories in that Christians now look at and like, why is that story in? Mary and Miriam, have you heard the dilemma about how he mixes up the mother Mary of Jesus, the mother of Jesus, and he calls her Miriam, the sister of Aaron, which is 1,000 years apart?
Mary and Miriam? No, what is that in Surah
Sure.
Maryam?
I think so, actually, yeah. So what happens is he says, oh, Miriam, and in Arabic, Mary and Miriam are pretty much the exact same thing. It's Maryam, right, in Arabic. So it makes sense because it sounds very similar. So he hears from the Jews the story of Moses, Aaron, and their sister Miriam. And then he hears from the Christians, right, the story of Miriam, but Mary, the son of, or excuse me, the mother of Jesus. And so he ends up telling his people, I got a revelation from Allah, and he said the verse, Miriam, O sister of Harun, right, which is Aaron. And it's talking about Jesus' mother. Jesus' mother did not have a brother named Aaron.
It said what? What did it say?
Miriam, O sister of Harun, which is Aaron, right? But it's
Maryam,
talking
sister of
about
Harun.
It's talking about the mother of Jesus, or Isa, excuse me.
Where did it? I'm sorry. Where did it say the Maryam the sister?
Sure, I'll give you the exact verse. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Sorry, that would be.
What
good.
verse in the Quran does Muhammad mix up Maryam and Mary? It's actually a couple times, but there's one, I think it's 1928. Let me make sure that's correct.
1928. I was like almost there. Oh, I was there.
There it is. Yeah, so, oh sister, descendant of... Okay, so it's funny. They put this in brackets because it's apologists adding this later because they realize Muhammad messed up. And I'll get to that in a second. But it says, O sister of Aaron, your father was not a man of evil, nor was your mother unchaste. If you look at everything, it's specifically... It's talking about Mary, the mother of Jesus, right? In this chapter. And so what happens is there's actually a Sahih hadith on this. So he goes to his people and he mixes up clearly Mary and Mary.
There was. Sorry, go ahead. Finish.
It's quick. It's real quick. So there's a Sahih hadith on this where the early Muslims actually go up to Muhammad and say, "Hey, these Christians are saying that you messed up and you mixed these people up and they're 1,000 years apart." And Muhammad's answer, it's kind of funny. Muhammad answers and says, yeah, I did that on purpose because back in the day, during the time of Mary, they used to call them names of people in the past out of respect. So no,
I don't know. I don't, if you can, while I address my point, if you don't mind, can you pull up that hadith for me?
Yeah, I can find it.
But in back then, I think like a descendant of people or people from the same lineages are considered like kind of like siblings, right? So like in Arabic and Hebrew, calling someone a brother or a sister can mean like descendants, can mean like same lineages, same like someone who resembles like that.
Yeah, it's just funny that never ever happens anywhere else in the Quran, anywhere in the Hadiths. It also, there's nothing in history that says that they did that during the time of Jesus. It's Sahih Muslim 2135, by the way. Says when I came to 2135. It says Mukhira bin Shuba reported, when I came to Najran, they, the Christians of Najran, asked me, "You read, O sister of Harun, Hadrat Maryam, in the Quran, whereas Moses was born much before Jesus. When I came back to Allah's messenger, I asked him about that, whereupon he said, the people of old age used to give names to their persons after the names of apostles and pious persons who had gone before them." So effectively, again, I know you're going to believe that's why he did that, but to everyone else in the world, we read that as him being like, "Ah, shit, and then he comes up with an excuse on the spot, and not a very good one, to be honest.
Sahih Bukhari 3135.
No, it's Sahih Muslim 2135.
I was like, hold on. I was like, I'm on the completely wrong.
Here, I'll put it in the chat.
This is the most civil Quran conversation I've ever seen you have with someone.
Yeah, I agree. 2135. There it is.
Oh, thanks, Unrealness. How you doing, brother?
So, yeah, it's just, I don't even know why I brought this up. There's something, we brought this up for a reason. Oh yeah, I was talking about how he took stories from what he heard, and it wasn't actually coming from Allah, and we know this because of the massive amount of mistakes that can be confirmed by Christians and Jews.
Hold on. I think there was a hadith like clarifying that. Hold on.
It's the one I sent you. That's the one that clarifies it.
I think there was another one. I'm trying to.
Probably is. There's like over, between all
There's
hadiths,
a lot
it's
of
like over a
hadiths, yeah.
million, but Sahih, there's tens of thousands. Well, while you do that, where's the...
Thank you, Aaron. Thank you.
So super chat sausage. Nick, you should look at your Discord more often. I'd argue it's the best platform to hold conversations in. Very busy, but I'll try my best. You
I'm
can
gonna have
join
to
that
add that to your
24/7.
window.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's gonna happen, but I try my best. Like at night, I look at stuff, but sometimes there's a lot of messages in there. So you guys just
Maybe
tag
they
me.
mean
Yeah, I think there was
during the
a
live.
saying. They used to name their people after prophets and righteous people who came before them.
Yeah, that's the one that I sent you.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that we still do that to this day. Like in my brother-in-law's family, they all like, even my sister was mad about it because like it's just like all the same names. It's like Ahmed, Muhammad.
Do you call
Abdullah,
your
it's like the same.
sister? Do you call your sister another woman's name from the past? Okay, so then you don't really do that today. In fact, nothing in Islam has ever shown that. There's not another hadith that shows that. It's again, I can't literally prove that Muhammad was lying. It's just very curious how he came up with an excuse that literally has never happened in history.
I kind of feel bad.
I'm not, I don't really know much about this hadith. So that was actually like the first time I've like heard someone say that it was that messed up like there. So I can't really like help much with that.
No, I appreciate the honesty. I'd rather you just tell me I don't know. There's
Yeah,
plenty of things we don't know.
I don't want to BS because it's just, it's not something I want to like lie about.
No, for sure.
So
just talk to your mom or something about it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll come back to you. But yeah, I gotta head out. I got work and at time, so I'll catch you. It was a great conversation.
Yes, you too. God bless.
Yes, sir. You have a good one.
What's his name?
Who cares? I'll forget it.
I'll remember it.
It's probably Ahmed.
Let's play
Hi,
song.
shalom, akhi.
Shalom. All right.
Send it to you in WhatsApp.
Send it to me on
Sure,
WhatsApp.
yes. Yeah.
All right, one sec. Smoking. Wait, I don't even know why I brought that up.
Well, you guys, you should know Mixed by Colt from the chat made a song, so we're gonna play it now.
Wait, no, I don't even know why I brought that up either. Is it this?
So I'm pretty sure he's a professional mixer. Yeah. Thank you, Nisha. It's an AI song, he said, but you know.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, it's a good start.
Hands up. Hands up. High.
Damn, that's a fucking banger.
We stand.
Yeah, that's tight. It has potential.
Yeah. Pressure on my people, still we push through. Carved our little homeland out of bad news. Every headline heavy, every border tight. Still a million candles, couldn't do that night. Talking past and the present in the same breath. Tiny piece of earth, everybody wants a test. But I don't bend knees to the hate they throw. I plant both feet, let the whole world know. I stand with Israel, I won't break. Through the fire, through the fault lines, through the quake. You can shake these walls, but not this faith. I stand with Israel, I won't break. Side by side, we carry all this weight. Through the sirens, through the heartache, through the rage. You can shake these walls, but not this faith. I stand with Israel, I won't break. Prayers at the stones, phones full of war clips. Kids grow fast, learn the cost of a conflict. Every mother waiting on a late call home. Every father checking if the past safe go. Still the flags fly, color in the gray dust. Still the songs rise louder than the fake trust. You can draw lines, sign deals, talk tough. We're a small bright light that refuses to cut off. I stand with Israel, I won't break. Through the fire, through the fault lines, through the quake. You can shake these walls, but not this faith. I stand with
Musicians are gonna go out of business.
Side
That was a banger. Good job.
W mixed by Colt in the comments. That was really good. We love it.
I
loved it.
thoroughly enjoyed that. That was really good.
I like the opening, the
It was really good.
Middle Eastern type shit.
And,
Thank you, Colt. Awesome.
Cannot complain at all. That was a good one.
Put
good
it
job,
in the
Oh, that's why his name's Mixed by Cold. He literally mixes music.
Yeah.
Wow, grape.
Thanks, Aaron. Yeah, so at 300K, you guys, you will get APAC money, but y'all have to
I don't know.
work for
Everyone
that.
liked that one better.
You definitely do.
I do, yes. That's true. That's true.
W Colt.
Can't lie. That is the...
You guys are awesome.
Oh, why is this not working? There it is. There it is. We'll get back to you, Mingle, soon, you guys. Just want to do a quick little update.
Some updates.
The heck? Babe, say something?
Hello?
Okay, there we go. That was weird. It was delayed. Oh, actually, let me catch up with the super chats.
Linus!
I missed some of those. McFly said the whole treating the... Oh, shit, my bad, you guys. Wrong one. There we go. The whole treating the four wives equally sounds good in religious texts, but that doesn't happen in reality. Nick, you're familiar with 1,000 Splendid Sons. Actually, no. Thank you, Avi, and thank you for the super chats.
Aaron just leveled up.
W, Aaron.
Aaron, is your power back?
Oh, great. Oh, you guys! I don't even know how I didn't talk about this right away. Did you guys see? Did we get an answer on this? On Instagram and X, the White House posted this video. Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Check it out. What? That's it. What
Someone
the fuck does
just
that mean?
fucked up a post.
Nah, they would have deleted it by now. What does that mean?
Have they posted since then? Anything?
Let's check. They posted on their official right here. Look. Let's see. If you slow it down, you'll catch it's the American flag. Here, let me put it in slow-mo. Put it in 0.25.
Yeah, Nick was like overly fascinated by this.
There. Oh, you guys see it? It's like real quick. It's like one frame.
See, that's what I thought. BB in the chat said Millie said she thinks they were hacked. And that's what I thought.
Yeah, I thought that too, but
by now.
Yeah. It also doesn't make a lot of sense, because if they're hacking, why would they send something that they can't take credit for? You know what I mean? Like, if they're gonna hack, then send a video out of like someone in the IRGC. I don't know, something. But like, why would they send? It's just the American flag. It's not even like the American flag falling or
it
something.
would scare Americans.
No, it wouldn't, because it's not even like the White House guy. It's just a.
It wouldn't actually scare them. It would just give people fodder for, oh my God.
The reason I was excited is because I thought, like, is this like our version of Grin Beeper? Are we doing some kind of secret operation? Like their cell phones blowing up?
Just like accidentally uploaded this.
No, they did an accidental upload earlier, but it got deleted.
So what are you suggesting? Some code? Like, what do you...
I think they accidentally uploaded this earlier, I heard, but that got deleted. Why this one's not deleted? I think it's either three things. One, we're gonna hear some big news, if not soon tomorrow. Two, this is actually just them promoting their text update service. I heard you can send USA to 4506 something, and you get updates from the White House. Fuck that. I get enough text messages. Or it's literally just psychological operations. Like, we're just gonna send something and not say shit, and everyone's gonna try to guess, including the IRGC. Everyone's gonna be like, "Well,
we're
what
just
the fuck
doing
is
a
this?"
study on our population psyche. That's weird.
Yeah,
we might need it.
Anyways, I spent pretty much all day debunking this idiot. It's kind of
Yeah, I don't even know why you waste. Sometimes you like choose to waste your time on a person, and sometimes you're just like, nah, I'm good.
I thought maybe I can
Or
goad him
most
into a
times.
debate, but he's too scared to debate me.
But that does remind me of old school Nick. Remember when you would just choose a person and debunk them in your videos? Like that was just your
Yeah, I would
video
like
style for a
I would
while.
autistically just pick people to debunk. Like this one right
Yeah.
here.
But that was like your style of video for a long time. You would just
This
debunk
guy.
Notice in Simple Black Theory's video, he cherry picks this little part where one, it calls
step by step.
This guy, actually, let me show you the original video, you guys, because I think it's actually good information
Yeah.
for everyone to have.
Come on the journey with us. It's fucking dumb.
Yeah, that explains
Nope, that's not the
Didn't
one.
it start with Maddie?
Yeah, we'll get there. You know what? Maybe it's on my Instagram, actually.
Of course it is. And this guy, I don't know how I don't even know how he has that many followers. Like he's not even like fun to watch in any way. So I don't know what he talks about normally, but
All right.
it's not like an interesting follow. It's weird.
Wait, what's the White House's? They got any clues? Nothing. Whatever. Anyways, let's go to my profile. Yeah, this is good information for people to know regardless. So let's actually watch these videos because it's not often that I kind of explain this. First off, I want to tell everyone this video right here, it's on YouTube, not on my YouTube. Well, actually we did collab, so I guess you could find it on my YouTube under collaborations. But I went to the UCLA campus, as a lot of you knew. Here's a little preview.
A good one.
More concerned about the fact that our nation's run by pedophiles who literally openly worship Satan and sacrifice babies.
We're here at UCLA University, and I believe striking Iran is America first, and I want to hear what people have to say about that. Let's do something. Hey, my name's Nick.
Jonas.
My name's Ahmed.
Danny. Danny?
Yes.
That's my wife's name. So what do you think about the strikes in Iran?
I think it's a mistake.
Okay.
And I think that ultimately you're just destabilizing the Middle East.
When you attack, interfere with a country, this kind of interventionist, right? And you oppress them.
You think America's oppressing the Iranian people?
I mean, they're raining carcinogenic hellfire on them.
90% of the Iranian people oppose the regime and are celebrating.
Absolutely. Two things can be true at once.
If they increased their power and started developing long-range and intercontinental ballistic missiles, do you think that they would use them against the United States?
They definitely could. It's a possibility, yeah.
Okay, so would you rather be proactive and do something about it today so you don't have to do a lot more tomorrow?
The question is, well, don't we have bigger threats to worry about? And personally, I'm more concerned about the fact that our nation's run by pedophiles who literally openly worship Satan.
When you go in, fully attack the Iranian government and then kill their leader, basically it gives that regime more fuel to like, hey, this is America, this is why they are terrible. We're not making nukes, and yet they attacked us anyway.
They're not making nukes?
They're not.
Oh, interesting. So a government official in Iran, and I can show you the video, specifically said, of course, we were making nukes. While I pull that up, I'm a nuclear engineer, by the way.
Oh, nice.
So I'd love to ask you, the over
Well,
400 kilograms of
drop in
uranium
there.
that they had, can you explain to me why they were at 60% plus
So
enrichment
smooth.
levels? Well, diplomacy's been exhausted, so now
He was
there's
like, "Oh,
military
fuck."
action.
Okay.
So do you think that's smart?
That's not that smart.
So what do you want to do then?
Have a debate, I guess?
So you want the president of the United States and the supreme leader of Iran, you
Yeah.
want them to have a debate?
Yeah.
So you're saying Trump doesn't necessarily would have done it on his own, he only did it because people gave him favors?
Absolutely. His net worth has skyrocketed.
So you don't believe there was anything beneficial to the Trump administration or America, it was really just private jets and favors?
How they could convince Trump. Yeah, absolutely.
What would you have done if you were in the position as president of the United States?
Do, economic stuff.
They already did that, they have sanctions in.
You're saying after these sanctions, they're still killing people.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is true. It's
Yeah,
true.
100%.
The answer is to that honestly, like, just see. It's one of those things where
This was a good one.
I don't know.
Personally, I
When he said that, I was just like, oh yeah, fucking gotcha. Yeah, these are
First
these
of
are
all,
college-
how smooth of you to be like, I'm a nuclear engineer, by the way. Just the timing. And also, people want to, well, Just You wants to know, did anyone win the money? But I said probably not because I would have heard about it.
Oh, did they win the money?
They're
So what it
supposed
is
to-
they
yeah.
they go into a drawing and somebody gets picked and they give it to them. That's not me. I do not.
Oh, okay.
I am the independent guy. That's what's it called? Let's Do Something, I think is what they call themselves. I
Yeah,
know
Let's
it's
Do
Daniel
Something.
Braun. I think it's called Let's Do Something. Okay, anyways, this is actually really important information, and it for anyone who has ever heard, which is probably everyone, to the comment is that video on YouTube. Just the first debate is on YouTube. They're gonna obviously post more, but the first one is on YouTube. Anyways, what's the answer I was looking for? What are they saying? Oh, for anyone who's ever heard Jesus was a Palestinian, this is an important information to watch.
Because here's the deal, right? Palestine has never added anything of value to the world, and you could yell at me, but you can't prove me wrong.
We about to fact check this. If you just did research, you would have known that the oldest city in human civilization was in Palestine, called Jericho.
I'm about to go to bed, but I need to answer this. When people say blank hasn't done much for society, they're not talking about the literal land. Palestinians didn't live in Jericho 11,000 years ago, and you know that she didn't mean the literal land. You just couldn't find an answer in your little ChatGPT search to prove her wrong, so you went with it.
Not to mention, wasn't Jesus born in Palestine?
No, he was born in Bethlehem, which was part of Judea at the time of
Oh,
Roman
is it a
province.
sec?
He was raised in Nazareth.
You know Nick is fucking tired as fuck if he doesn't get up, because look at the lighting.
I really wanted to answer that, but it was like 3
You've
in the
become a
morning.
perfectionist, but I know you're tired because you would have gotten up and sat at the desk. But
It was 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Which was in the Galilee. Palestine wasn't a name until Roman Emperor Hadrian, which was over 100 years after Jesus. Even people using it earlier, still very much European, like Greek historian Herodotus, for example. He would be referring to the land of Philistia, which would be modern-day Gaza, Ashdod, Ashkelon, not the entire land. Definitely not Judea, which is, again, where Jesus was born. Let's keep going.
More importantly, in the West Bank.
The West Bank is a colonizer name that was put in by Jordan, which was much later after they legally annexed Judea and Samaria after the armistice in 1949.
Or maybe she meant that the people of Palestine hasn't added any value to the world.
You knew what she meant.
By 1948, when Israel became a sovereign state, the definition of Palestinian changed to an Arab living in the West Bank.
That is not what that means. It's a national identity, which definitely doesn't only apply to people in Judea, Samaria, what you call the West Bank, colonizer.
And since then, the Palestinians has been in constant survival, having their homes taken and then bombed after relocation.
A lot of yapping excuses just to say she's right. They haven't provided anything.
So you let me know, what is Israel known for?
Well, that video could literally go on for hours, but off the top of my head, some major things. Drip irrigation, USB flash drive, Mobileye driver assistance technology, Waze, navigation app, Iron Dome missile defense system, PillCam, capsule for endoscopy, Rewalk exoskeleton that allows people that can't walk
you
to
just
walk,
memorize
ICQ
all that?
messaging platform, which is the world's very first mass messaging platform,
Your
checkpoint
brain's
firewall,
weird.
cybersecurity, solar water
not
heating
memorize that?
systems. I could keep going.
Because here's
I
the
know
deal,
all
right?
this
Palestine
shit,
has
but I
never.
could never just spit that shit out like you do.
I can keep going. There's a lot more that is.
I know you
invented.
can.
Did I mention
We all
Mobileye in that
know.
one?
Your brain is a
SodaStream. Love
computer.
SodaStream. Anyways, okay, so that's the context, you guys. Now
Kirk Burner, not kill cams, pill cams.
kill cams. Like Call of
He's
Duty.
like, what, like my Call of Duty match? That's funny.
And then he.
By the way, for the record, you guys, the Kirk Burner, it's not what you think it means. He explained it's not Charlie Kirk. Stop annoying him with it. No, people thought that his username had something to do with Charlie Kirk, but he has had that username for a while, I guess.
Wasn't Jesus born in Palestine, more importantly in the West Bank?
Okay, so anyway, Matthew verse 2:1, very first sentence actually, when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, then at the very end of the paragraph, Matthew 2:5, they said to him in Bethlehem of Judea for
Jesus was Palestinian. You see, the problem is, instead of picking up a Bible, you should have picked up a history book.
What's funny is the same people that say to pick up a history book have definitely never picked up a history book.
Before Judea, the Greeks called the land between Egypt and Lebanon Palestine.
So that's anachronistic. He's referring to Herodotus right now. And yes, he did refer to a very specific area as, well, not Palestine, but sure, English translation, modern age Palestine. Rainey actually talks about Herodotus' description of the Mediterranean area, which would have looked like this. Actually, before we get to the map, notice in Simple Black Theory's video, he cherry picks this little part where, one, it calls Palestine part of Syria, but two, as he said, it's between Egypt and Phoenicia. Now back to the map, as you guys see, Phoenicia goes all the way down the coast till it bumps up against Gaza, Ashkelon, Ashdod.
Fun fact, I don't add in any of the B-roll until after, so I actually do have this memorized. I just point up and then I put, after I've already spoken, I just click record and I just point.
100% true.
I have looked at
Probably
all
in
this
your
stuff.
first year, you probably would have had to like double check, but not anymore.
Yeah, when it comes to Herodotus and stuff like that, I've looked at this so many times.
Area, which is also known as Philistia, but sure, in English, Palestine. So when he says between Phoenicia and Egypt, he's not referring to modern borders, you fucking genius. This is why it's anachronistic what you're doing, because he's referring to Philistia, which is very obvious if you picked up a history book. Now, furthermore, as you can see right here where it says Yahud, that is Judea. Bethlehem would be right in there. So, Jesus was born in Judea, not Palestine.
In fact, your Roman Jewish historian would call the location Palestine as well.
No, he wouldn't actually.
In his own writing, he says that the only people in Palestine that are circumcised are the Jewish people.
So here's book 1 of the Antiquities of the Jews by Josephus. If you can see right above the part that you cherry-picked and just screenshot, if you read that part, he actually refers to Plishtim, which by the way means invaders, because the Philistines were literally invaders. They even tried to invade Egypt prior to landing in the Gaza, Ashkelon, Ashdod area, known as Philistia. And we don't actually know what the Philistines call themselves. The reason their name is that just is because that's what history and the Bible calls them, because
That's an important thing to know. Why do I always find a way to pause on my face being half...
they were literally...
There we go. Important thing to know, and this is why I'm showing this, you guys, because I think it's important. A lot of people don't understand Herodotus, and these pro-Pallies have recently caught on, because before they were always just kind of accepting, as they should, because the official name was changed by Roman Emperor Hadrian. But now to try to counter the actual facts, what happened was... No, I'll tell you guys what happened. About a year to two ago, a lot of pro-Pallies started catching on, and the reason is because the Wikipedia page named Name of Palestine, that's the name of the Wikipedia page, there's a section where it says Herodotus referred to it as Palestine. But none of them actually click on the source because they're pro-Palestinians. They just read that and they go, oh, Herodotus said it. Herodotus said it. That was way before Roman Emperor Hadrian. Yeah, the problem with that is, again, they don't actually look into it. And that's why I'm showing you guys this information. So that way, if you hear it, now you guys understand. Herodotus, first off, Herodotus is the worst person to actually quote. Okay, just so you guys know, Cicero called Herodotus the father of history, and then that same man later found out that he lied a lot. Herodotus was not actually he lied a lot. Okay, and he ended up, the same guy that coined him as the father of history called him the father of liars. And so the only reason I'm even describing this is because he's bringing up the claim and I want to answer him. But I want to make it very clear. Herodotus never visited Judea, never visited northern Israel. Even many believe he didn't even visit Philistia. There's some claims that said maybe he did, but that's like at very best. These names were just him taking stories from other people and just putting them in. And that's why when you read histories by Herodotus, which is, I believe, 9 books, I've read them. When you read them, it goes through and it kind of contradicts each other a lot. Like at one point he refers to Phoenicia as part of Syria, and another point he says no, it's completely separate, and the borders of Phoenicia are slightly different. He is not someone you should ever quote. But again, I'm answering his claim. That's why I'm bringing it up. Josephus is better, and Josephus definitely never called the land Palestine ever. Philistia he did, and again, not Palestine, but English translation.
Really, invader. As you can see, he says the Greeks refer to it as Philistia, Palestine, whatever you want to call it. So he is actually marking what Herodotus said, which I already showed you is not the entire area. It's just that little tiny part right here. Also in the exact same chapter of the book, he says right here, the country of Judea, and also right here, the country of Judea. And right here in chapter 7, he says the land of Judea. Even if we use the part that you were talking about circumcision, it literally calls the Palestinians Syrians, which, if we go back to Herodotus, he also referred to them as...
The rest doesn't actually matter. I'm just giving you guys context. And then he tried to respond to me, which, hey, I'll give him credit. He tried.
Will you give him credit for his abysmal use of the English language?
Yeah, he's about to Candace Owens the fuck out of this right now. I'm almost considering that maybe he's AI, actually. He's been around for a long time, but I don't know. Because he says... I understand. He says Phoenician wrong here, and I'll accept that, because I guess it's kind of a harder word. But he also says, instead of page, like a book page, he says page. It's really weird. Anyways.
He says page.
So anyways, he tried to debunk me. Didn't work out so well for him.
calls Palestine part of Syria, but 2, as he said, it's between Egypt and Phoenicia.
How are you going to explain what Herodotus meant if you're not going to use his actual work? I mean, his main source is coming from Tel Aviv University.
Hey, bud, in your own debunking video, you debunk yourself using Herodotus' own words, and we're going to get into that. But first, this. It's funny that you say that a peer-reviewed source is somehow not good enough from a university, but your original source was this, which, by the way, if you scroll down, this is the part you quote. Look familiar? See, same words. If you just scroll down a little bit more, again, in your own source, it says the key moment in the creation of Palestine was shortly after a Jewish rebellion, which was way after Herodotus. I hope you agree. Then it says the Emperor Hadrian changed the name from Judea to Syria Palestina, and then it says from that point on, 188 CE, we might say that Jesus was a Palestinian. Okay, you don't like my source from university, even though your own source debunks your own claim. But let's scratch that, because you want to use the words of Herodotus. Let's do it.
It literally says, in the country along the seacoast of Syria, and this part of Syria, and all as far as Egypt, is called Palestine.
Yes, that's true. That part of Syria is called Palestine. Let's keep going.
So just to put it a little bit more layman's terms, he reads it, and I'll give him credit, because sometimes, and one of my biggest pet peeves is people will say, it literally says this, and then they like change the quote. It's like, he actually read it, and as it said, it is part of Syria. And then he goes on to say it's all of Syria, and that's where he fucks up, and you'll see it here.
We need to understand is that back then, Syria was a big, massive land near the Mediterranean Sea.
That's exactly right. During Herodotus' time, it was a broad regional use and this is important to know, Herodotus never actually visited most of the land, if any. Okay, he was going off of descriptions of others, and specifically the Persian mapping, which you use later to debunk yourself, but we'll save that for the finale. They would use Syria to describe a broad application that was regional, not a specific national entity.
What this passage is basically saying...
Did you just say this page? Are you trying to say page?
This passage is basically saying that all of Syria is not Palestine, but with the Phoenicians at all...
That would be Phoenicians.
Phoenicians at all the way to where Egypt is would be considered Palestine.
Oh, so close, but that actually, it says the opposite. So if you read the rest of Herodotus before, it actually separates Phoenicia and Syria. In this context, he's very clearly separating Phoenicia and Syria, as it says in chapter 3, because it literally was separate. And it's funny how you said, and I quote, it literally says, ... and this part of Syria is called Palestine. What part is it talking about? One more for good measure, this is also from Herodotus. After Phoenicia, after, as in separate, this peninsula goes by the shore of our sea along Palestine, Syria, and Egypt. Very clearly showing a separation, because Syria is much more broad than that part of Syria that you read, and it's separate from obviously Egypt and Phoenicia.
Which means this...
If anyone has questions, please let me know. Like, I'm doing this mostly so that way people understand this argument, but I understand it's also a little fast, so it's almost done. So then he shows this bootleg ass Wikipedia map.
Whole area would have been considered...
And that's where I'm going to stop you right there, because this is the part you really lied about. You know what? You didn't lie. You just don't understand how this works. So this Wikipedia-ass looking map, and by the way, that's actually not hyperbole. It's literally from Wikipedia. It shows the Persian Empire map during the time of Herodotus. So I'm going to use his advice. Let's use some primary sources here. Let's look at an encyclopedia historical map of the same empire. As you can actually see, when you use a map that's labeled from a historical source, it actually separates Philistia, Palestine shore, and Syria. And here's a really, really old actual historical map of the Persian Empire as well. And again, when you zoom in, you even see the separation between Phoenicia, Syria, and Palestine.
You can also see that Israel and Judea would be in a sub-region of Syria.
Yeah, that's correct. But since we debunked you by your own words, because it says the part of Syria, not all of Syria, I like how you showed a map that says Philistia right on it. Gaza, Ashdod, Ashkelon area. Like I said.
To be honest, I'm feeling bad embarrassing these Netanyahu fans.
You should feel embarrassed, and maybe you'll gain enough brain cells to know why you should feel embarrassed.
Does everyone understand the Herodotus argument and Josephus? I don't know why he brought up Josephus. He never answered that, by the way, because he knows he was wrong to bring up Josephus. But yeah, I hope that made sense for everyone.
You so smart. Mixed by Cole, thanks for the dinosaur, brother.
Kingdoms of Israel and Judah predate Herodotus by 500 years. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Actually, in some cases, actually a little bit more. I think Herodotus was, I think, in the 300s to 400s. But yeah, that's true. You're definitely true, or definitely correct. I mean, it's just, yeah. I told everyone to go to his profile and tell him to debate me. I know he's never going to accept, but I was hoping maybe I can goad him into debating, because I think it'd be hilarious, but he's not going to accept. You know why? Because you can tell that this guy, he gets a lot of it. Like, this is what this guy does, because he saw my video. He was in the comment section almost right after I posted it, the original one. And he said he was making a video response, and it didn't come out for like 5 hours. So this is what he does. he's like, fuck, this guy knows a lot. So he just tries to use confirmation bias, and he quickly searches, finds what he can, uses ChatGPT, I'm sure, and then he says these arguments. And you can tell by the way he doesn't understand Herodotus. He didn't understand what's in chapter 3 when splitting up Phoenicia and Syria and how it's separate entities. He doesn't understand it. And so he says these things. I answered back within an hour. You know why? Because I don't need to look it up. I've read it already. I just, in fact, the most time is just me going to it real quick so I can screenshot it so I can put it up on the screen. That's it. That's how you know these people are just, whatever. You guys get it. Anyways, I hope that helps some people in getting some more wisdom. Yes. Matt Gates. I quoted Ben Shapiro a little bit here. Matt Gates says, my deep concern for Israel is that they are creating more terrorists than they're killing. He's obviously being sarcastic. You know what's funny is his idiot followers were too dumb and they thought he wasn't being sarcastic. So first off, I'm pretty sure this video is AI. It says that they hit some tents. One, they didn't even hit tents, but check this out, you guys. I don't know. You tell me. Look at these trees right here, right next to the explosion. Tell me how these trees react when you see the explosion. Check it out. Did you guys see those trees react so violently? And by that, I mean they don't even move even a tiny bit. No wind, no nothing. I just think it's a little weird. I don't know. It just seems to be... seems to be a little weird. Someone tried to say, oh, the trees are further than you think, depth perception. I'm like, they're not that far away. You think they would at least the leaves would blow a little bit, something. I don't know. It's also funny that the first missile just drops and doesn't blow up at all. That happens in real life. I'm not saying it doesn't. Like maybe, what's it called? Maybe it was a dud. Also, it's funny, and you can just say maybe the Palestinians are just so resilient, but look at the Palestinians. There's some that run right here, but look at the ones right here. They don't move an inch. They're not even turning around. They're just staring. Maybe they're just super duper duper resilient people. Anyways, a lot of his own followers in his comment section, if you scroll through, people are
Sorry,
mad.
babe.
Because...
I'm doing a shortcut real quick. We're at a Coke's, right?
I don't... Sure, maybe. Anyways, so the people in his comment section, some of them are like really upset of him showing concern for Israel. He's clearly being sarcastic, but his followers are just not smart. Anyways, I put what Ben Shapiro said in his show the other day. Yes, the classic, don't strike your enemies because if you do strike them, you'll make them stronger. But if you wait for them to build up, they'll get stronger. It's like a catch-22. Hey, if you strike these terrorist groups, they're just going to get stronger because you're going to create 1,000 more terrorists in their place. But if you don't, but if you don't strike them, they'll also get stronger. You know, it's like what do you do? Oh, fun fact, everyone! I had an interview today. It was very impromptu. They reached out to me. Jubilee reached out to me to be on the Surrounded show. I was on it once before, but the video never released. I did get some more answers. They're like, you've been with us before, right? I was like, yeah, I was on the episode never released. And they were like, the infamous episode. And I was like, wait, well, what happened? What happened? Like, what was I had no idea. I said, what happened? It's why wasn't it released? And they kind of were just like, he didn't say it, but he implied that there were certain people that thought they shouldn't bring out something that's so just like Israel, right? They don't avoid the topic of Israel, but I don't think they wanted an episode on it. AKA they are pussies. Anyways, it was funny because they were like, yeah, we know you, all of us know you here, and he was like, I'll let you know in a couple weeks, but you're the most knowledgeable guy that I've interviewed. That being said, maybe they don't want a super knowledgeable guy. Maybe they want people that are only middle. But regardless, he said, let me know in a couple weeks. I told him take his time. I've been really busy since I debated this person. I wasn't even going to talk about Sneeko. I was just like, I debated somebody and it went viral and I've just been kind of busy anyway. So just take your time. And he's like, oh yeah, I actually watched your debate with Sneeko. He pretty much told me like, I have to be impartial but I will say, it's like Sneako's probably not. And then he just stopped talking. I was like, I got it. You don't have to say more. All right. Oh yeah. Here was a video being spread on Russian propaganda. Literally Russian propaganda. They said the F-18 was hit by air defense by Iran. And if you look right here, they do that thing that Iranians always do, and that these idiot pro-Palis and pro-RGC people always believe. They keep hitting these planes and they stop the video immediately. If you guys want to know, if they ever do that, it's because they don't want to show you what happened after, which is nothing at all. But I saw enough of the frames to explain. You're an idiot. I said, that's not a hit, moron. It's pop shaft just like it's supposed to. It's clear in the video. That's why you had to cut it just as it hits it. There's no smoke. There's no flames. There's no explosion. It's, yeah. It's obvious that, no, I don't think it's an AI video. I mean, I guess it could be, but I don't think it's an AI video. Because if it was an AI video, they would have just shown more, right? To play it off a little bit better. I think that something was launched in an F-18 and it avoided it just like it was supposed to. But instead, they just cut away so that way they don't show that it avoided it. To those asking what would I be debating, I don't know. They were looking for 20 Trump supporters. I explained to them, like, yeah, I voted for him, but there's things I don't agree with. They said, that's fine. I said, we don't need like 20 hardcore Trump supporters. They said that the reason they're excited to have me, though, they hinted that foreign policy and other things, I'm sure Israel, Iran will come up, right? He said that, of course, there will be some domestic stuff too, but he said it's a focus. He can't tell me too much because the way Jubilee runs is they don't tell you who's in the middle, and they don't tell you what the questions particularly are, because obviously it's supposed to be kind of impromptu. What I'm hoping is if I get in more good with these people, I would like to be on the Surrounded episode, but the one in the middle. But I don't think that'll ever happen because I think they're scared. Luna. I think they're scared to do a pro-Israel debate, especially one that makes Israel look good. Because if they put me in the middle, I don't care what 20 show up, I will do really well. And they're never going to want that out because they'll get a lot of hate. It's so funny how they can have Candace Owens on their show and the world doesn't give them a lot of hate for that. But if they have like a pro-Israel thing, all of a sudden it's like, ugh, too much hate. It's like, dude, you're not even a real debate. Like, look, I like watching Jubilee as much as the next person, but I would never call it real debate. It's not. Okay? And I think they understand that. It's a fun thing to watch. It's entertaining. It's like the Piers Morgan show, right? It's not real. It's not a debate. It's just like, this is why nobody invites Dave Smith on anything other than Piers Morgan. You notice Dave Smith
Jubilee's
doesn't go
cool
anywhere.
when it's like a fun topic. That's like it's fun that way.
But that being said, did I have a good time going on Jubilee last time? Yeah, I did. I'm not saying that because it's not like real debate. That doesn't mean I'm talking shit about it. I'm just simply saying that it's not that, but I still had a good time. The cast is, I think they're really cool people.
You kind of just sounded like Tucker when you said that. I had a good time.
I think that I had a good time. I mean, I wouldn't say anything about the people. I'm a white Christian male. I wouldn't say anything bad about anyone other than Israelis, maybe, but I don't find them to be people like at all. Like,
oh my God, can we just discuss the Russia and Iran comment and that Israel was, or are we just gonna move on? The guy's insane.
Oh yeah, let's look that up. Actually, we should watch that. You guys see what Tucker said? It's pretty crazy.
You guys, it's like actually crazy.
Tucker, the America First guy, essentially says that
so bitter.
Ooh, Michael is coming out. Michael,
Literally the most evil country in the world in his eyes is Israel. It's insane.
Yeah, check this out, you guys.
Kirk Brenner said if you ever debate Tucker, you need to use his voice against him. Would that be the most funny thing ever if you did that?
He's
or if
just
someone
like,
did that.
why do you support Israel? And then I'll just be like, well, I mean, I support Israel just like how anyone else should support Israel. I don't see why I wouldn't. Why would you?
I mean, maybe one of the only things that knocks him off of his balance, so to speak.
Think he would notice? You think he would just keep speaking with me like he just doesn't even realize?
He'd be like, "So you're mocking me? Is that what we're doing?"
Like, of course I wouldn't. Not at all. Like at all. I wouldn't mock you at all. Come on.
Like, actually, Tucker, I think you're mocking me.
Like,
It's
Tucker,
not a
I'm
conspiracy.
actually older than you. The reason I look so young is because the Mossad actually reversed my age.
What I would do is basically
Then
sit
his
down.
thumbnail would be like, "Man is age is reversed by Mossad," and I know it for a fact because he told
Yeah, this
me.
guy's I don't know where this guy came from. This is clearly a plant. Very, very clearly a plant. Because he was nobody, and then all of a sudden over weeks, all of a sudden everyone's talking
Yeah,
about
who
him.
is he exactly?
He's an idiot.
You know?
Like he,
Well, shit,
I
okay.
really don't. He's a Chinese professor. His name is Jiang,
Oh.
Jing, whatever.
Okay.
I thought I was about to be impressed with him because I was like, man, everyone's talking about this guy, and he has a board, and he kind of writes on the board. I'm like, maybe he's smart. Obviously, I didn't agree with the things he was saying because I got clips. I was like, maybe he's a smart guy, and he's not. He's not. Like he's somebody with an accent and a whiteboard, and people for some reason, when they see that, they're like, so smart. Oh my God, he's intelligent. Like dude, he's just a guy with a whiteboard who acts smart. I don't think he's dumb. I think he's smarter maybe than the average just dummy, which isn't
The old
saying
mean lady
much.
said he's a known CCP agent.
Oh yeah,
That could be
no, for
true.
sure. Yeah, he's very much, he's a CCP agent. He's ridiculous. But I actually ended up watching like 20, maybe 30 minutes of him, and I'm like, this guy's not, like, he's not saying anything that's smart. He's just putting it up on a whiteboard.
Tucker likes to talk to professors who think they're like really smart. Like the guy who said that like Winston Churchill was the real double of World War II.
It's like,
you know?
it's like when people hear
Just a
someone with,
professor, like-
it's like when people hear somebody with like an English accent say the exact same thing versus like word for word the same thing.
Right.
And somebody with a southern accent, they're just like, they'll just assume the English guy's smarter just because of his accent.
like class it up. Yeah.
Yeah. If you have like a deep southern accent and you say completely correct information, people kind of are like, yeah, maybe. I don't know. You could be right. Like, it's kind of funny. Anyways,
So
you guys
funny.
watch this.
Look how
this is-
interested Tucker looks.
This
Alright,
is
sorry,
Tucker Carlson's America First policy. You guys ready? You guys ready to see what is super pro-America? Check this out.
Everyone, okay, including Russia, China, Iran, and say it's time for a new world order where we are partners in this relationship. Right before America was the hegemon, before the U.S. dollar was the world reserve currency, but now what we want to do is open a dialogue where everyone is respected, where America.
This is what I'm talking about with this guy. Like he's not smart. He just has glasses. He's an older man with a slight accent and normally has a whiteboard. Like
He doesn't even have a good camera.
He's not saying
glitching.
anything intelligent right now. Like it's not. It's just he's just pushing propaganda. Like we need to open dialogue with the weaker people. Like
America is no longer the bully, but a willing partner
worst
in
people.
creating a new economic order that benefits everyone and not just a few.
Sounds
I think
like
that's the
globalization.
wisest possible advice, and probably.
wait, that's not it.
Yeah, and then he's it's not. Did you say
Doesn't
you wrote it
Tucker
wrong?
say it, or am I tripping?
He says it right at the end. I think you just
Oh,
stopped
did
it.
he?
Probably the only path that preserves civilization. But they're the one country standing in the way of that is Israel.
I thought maybe he said something else, but essentially what he's saying there is, I mean, he's agreeing, and he's saying the only thing stopping us from doing this plan is, of course, Israel. Which, if that's true,
The
then
only thing stopping us
one
from
second,
making
please.
friends with Russia and Iran is Israel.
Okay, right. So it's like if that's true, then W Israel. Can somebody, even if you're anti-Israel and you truly are America first, I wish one of you could come up and talk to me. I want to know, do you seriously agree with that? Is that a Tucker thing, or is this an America first thing? Like America first is to give up some of our power and give it to China and Russia? Like, is that really? That sounds like the most obvious plant. It's like these Arab Muslims on social media who are like, oh yeah, I'm America first. I love America. Like in reality, they fucking hate America. They can't stand us. They want to demolish us. but they pretend to be, and then they say shit like this. Like this guy is clearly a fucking plant. Like, can we just agree, even if you hate Israel, you're a great bro, I don't care. Can we at least agree that this is a fucking plant? He's trying to convince Americans that we should just cozy up to China and give up some of our power to give to them and give up some of our power to give to Russia. Like, this is very,
what world
very
would
clearly.
you want to evenly divide power amongst those nations? Oh shit. Never seen that.
Thanks, Kirkburn. I've never seen that before. Anyways,
You
yeah,
know what I
it's just
mean?
it's very fucking obvious. It's insane. And anyone,
If you put Israel aside, how is that an America first position?
anyone you see on social media that is saying that that's an amazing plan, those people are fucking plants, or Tucker Carlson. I refuse to believe there are people who actually are like, I want the betterment of America, and they think that we should cut off some of our power and give it to China, Russia, and Iran. So you want to drop Israel? Let's say you believe Israel really is controlling our government. There's so much lobbying from Israel, even though they're not even in the top 10. But fine, okay, fine, whatever. You believe that. So you want to what? Replace them with China, Russia, and Iran? Like, these America First people that are like American isolationists, obviously their plan's dumb, but at least I can understand why you think it's smart. I got it. Especially it's a lot of young, stupid people. They have not taken an economics course. They don't understand how that would actually be ridiculous, but I understand your thought process. You're not being hypocritical. You're at least being somewhat consistent. But to say, hey, we should really cut off this foreign power, Israel, and then in the same sentence be like, and give that power to Iran, China, and Russia, and let's create a unity government as if they're totally going to be good faith, is so fucking insane. So if you see anyone on social media pretending to be like some kind of white Christian man or an American, they're not. They're probably Pakistanis, Arabs, Muslims, leftists, people that very much want to destroy the West, just pretending, because there's no reason whatsoever outside of some weird podcaster like Tucker Carlson for anyone to say that, even if you did not like Israel, even if you were an American isolationist, even if you were a national socialist, Nazi, all that, I can't imagine why anyone would legitimately think that's smart.
Also, Lioness asked you to check out Kuwait's statement at the UN. She sent it to you.
Let's take a look.
Lioness, I love you. Where is my thing?
All right, UN Watch. UN Watch is great. Let's read this first. We don't have to read it because he's going to say it, but best video of the year, rare moment of truth at the UN from brave Kuwaiti dissident JJ Jaraid, invited by UN Watch. Let's take a look.
So I ask the UN, when will you end the ritual of condemning Israel? Is it not time, instead, to learn from Israel how to defeat terror, defend free societies, and pursue peace?
Yeah.
I declare open agenda item 7 entitled Human Rights Situation in Palestine.
Smart Arabs are my favorite ones.
Institutionalized a systematic regime of torture with a genocidal intent against the Palestinians.
The policy of extermination, of genocide, crimes against humanity and war crimes.
Occupation, settled colonial apartheid and genocide.
Colonialism, oppression and apartheid.
Colonization. Colonized.
I now give the floor to the representative of Ingenieur du Monde.
Real quick.
Mr. Chair, I heard the term colonizer.
Sorry, it is fair. Someone said in the comments, it's not Kuwait, it's a Kuwaiti. But that's fair.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I did say that. It says at the top, Kuwaiti dissident.
I know, I misspoke. I said it was a Kuwait statement from Kuwait.
Oh, you did. Okay, fair enough.
But who are the real colonizers? A Jewish kingdom ruled in Judea for 1,000 years. We, the Arabs, took this land. Who Arabized Egyptians, Phoenicians, Persians, and Amazics? It was us, the Arabs. So why does the Council enshrine a lie by keeping a permanent agenda item on Palestine while ignoring the indigenous heart of Israel returning home? Let us be clear, who is actually defending our sovereignty? Today, Israel is fighter for peaceful nations, freeing Gaza from Hamas and saving Iranians from the Islamic Republic. What Israel is doing to the IRGC is a gift to humanity. There are 57 Islamic countries and only one Jewish state, Israel.
You know what? Before we keep going, you know what's funny? And I want you guys, if you ever debate with a Muslim, tell them this, and you're probably not going to get you're not going to get a good answer, if not any answer. How many of you guys have heard Muslims say, when you bring up Islamist terrorism, how prevalent it is, they always have the same exact answer. They say, that's not actually Islam, right? They say that. That's not actually Islam. They don't represent us. And of course, we can respond back how that's ridiculous. But respond back also this way as well. Why is it, if it's not truly Islam, and Islam is actually about, you know, prosperity and love and not terrorism, and terrorism is wrong, then how come these same exact Muslims that say this, they would call this guy a traitor? The guy that's saying, I want us to not be Islamist terrorists, and we need to free, he said, Gaza from Hamas, Iran from the Islamic Republic, right? Known terrorist organizations. Why is it that they'll say, oh, well, he's a traitor? Traitor to what? Isn't this what you said? Now, okay, maybe you don't like Israel, fine, and you hate that he likes Israel. But it's not even just that. He's actively saying, and then not just him, the Kuwait's great at it, UAE's really good at it, Saudi Arabia's getting there. They're trying to eliminate Islamist terrorism from the Islamic-controlled areas of the MENA region. Yeah. And so why is it that those states that are doing that actively, and I commend them, that's amazing, why is it that they're the ones that are called traitors, but they're the ones that are doing the thing that you say actually represents Islam, and you back the people that you say isn't representing Islam?
Therefore, disencouraging normal, regular people, Muslims, to not speak out about it.
Oh, someone said this guy's an atheist. He's an atheist for real?
Can't be.
Okay.
Why would you wear that?
Well, there are people
or is
that
that
wear
just
that.
an Arab thing?
It's a Kuwaiti, like that pattern's a Kuwaiti thing. So no, he could be an atheist.
It's not a religious scarf.
But fine, put him aside because the point still stands for literally everyone else. But yeah, I didn't know this guy was an atheist.
That's fair. I thought it was a religious garb. I guess it's more cultural.
It is a religious garb, technically, but it is also cultural because of how much it's been passed down.
Okay, so Blake, my new ex-Muslim friend, she said, no, not publicly, can't be a public ex-Muslim, it's illegal.
Right, that's what I thought. Are we sure this guy is
yeah, I'm not sure if that's true.
See. I don't know. I just read a comment. The guy could have been wrong in the comment. Juraid? Let me look him up. His name is... What the heck is his real name?
Most loved, why would you ask me if I know what's going on? What does that mean? Does Danielle know what's going on? I don't understand what that means. I'd like to know, though, before I mute you. Curious.
Just what's going on, you know?
Just wants to know if I know what's going on. Just curious.
Let's see here. Gosh, can I get his real fucking name? I think it's this guy here. Yeah, Jassem Al-Juraid. Excuse me.
So someone in the comments said it's not religious. Christian Arabs wear it too. It's cultural. Okay. I mean, who knows? Hey, Bob, what's going on, man? Joe Biden. What's going on, man? Oh, no. He said, come on, man. Sorry.
Yeah, there's this one YouTube video that refers to him as an Arab atheist. So maybe it does say he's a political refugee. So maybe he's an atheist, and I don't know, whatever. Let's keep going.
Despite the ongoing hateful desire to eliminate it, Israel has not only survived, it has thrived. I don't believe in miracles, but this is one. So I ask the UN, when will you end the ritual of condemning Israel? Is it not time, instead, to learn from Israel how to defeat terror, defend free societies, and pursue peace?
Yeah.
Yeah. All those rich, like smart Arabs are like the best ones, like 100%.
That's pretty racist of you to say.
I mean, they're not. I'm not. Look, I'm not putting aside like their human rights.
That's pretty racist what you just said.
I'm not putting aside their human rights situations in their own countries. Let's not.
We heard you. You said you only want smart Arabs to live. We heard it. Clip her. Put it on X.
I said they're my favorite Arabs.
I can see the X post now. Nick Matau, the guy that debated
Also my-
Sneeko. Hold on. Nick Matau, the guy that debated Sneeko, his wife said she wants to genocide all dumb Arabs.
Also, my favorite Arab that I think I ever met was that guy in Jerusalem that helped us with the directions.
My favorite Arab. Wow. Jesus Christ. I didn't realize I married a racist. That's crazy.
That's not nice. Oh no, now they're comparing me to Mamdani's wife. Oh no.
Dang. Everyone on YouTube is saying she's based. Anyways, what did I say here?
Oh, see, my new Arab ex-Muslim friend Blake, she said, well, as an Arab, I give her the Arab pass. She can be racist. Thank you, Blake.
So this is funny. Yeah, John Mappin says, I thought this was hilarious. I think that Joe Kent might have a fairly good inkling about what happened to Charlie Kirk. I think that may be why they're attacking him so hard. I am predicting that Candace is going to, not yet, but she's going to say something negative about Joe Kent because people are shifting to him. And I think it's going to cause Candace's numbers to dump a little bit because Candace has had 5 months now? Yeah, 5 months. No, 6 months. Oh my God. It's been 6 months and it feels like he just died yesterday. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. I didn't realize it's been 6 months. Anyways, she's had 6 months to prove something, and all she's done, and I don't care if you fully support Candace Owens and you're like her biggest fan. Nobody can deny she hasn't done anything but add more questions. Like, that's it. Like, the best, if you're a total conspiracy nut that you're trying to defend Candace to the best of your ability, the best you can say is, well, at least she's raising the questions, but like, that's the best you can say about her. She has not solved fucking shit. All right? So now Joe Kent is coming out, and he's also, of course, lying, because if he wasn't, he would have came out with it already. It would have been done. He's not going to be like, oh yeah, on the next podcast I'm on, I'll give you guys... No, it's... So they said this about Candace. Now they're dumping her because it has been months and she did nothing but just cause more questions and lies than actually answering her fans anything. So mark my words. I'm willing to bet she might, I don't know, not yet because it wouldn't be smart, but I bet you she starts to feel a little, okay, this is under the assumption if they keep pushing towards Joe Kent. Assuming Joe Kent doesn't only have like 5 minutes of fame and he goes away. Let's say he gets bigger and bigger. Telling you, it's gonna get at her. Oh, this was interesting. So the IDF talked about this young lady that was killed by a Hezbollah rocket, Noriel Dovin, and I guess they didn't really technically call her a civilian. They just said at the end that Hezbollah and Iranian regime target civilians, but sure, I guess you can say it's implied. And this idiot over here says, what is your civilian doing with a rifle on an Israeli military truck? And so I said, well, I'm a veteran. There are pictures of me in uniform. Am I magically not a civilian anymore when somebody targets civilian areas? So that's what I said. Even if she was active, she wasn't, but even if she was active during the time that rockets were being launched, how would Hezbollah know that? She was killed in a civilian area as a civilian.
Lioness sent you one other thing after.
One second. But if you believe pictures of uniforms count, I asked a simple question. How about these? If it really is just pictures in uniform, if that's what you determine, right? Not context, not if Hezbollah launched rockets on a civilian area, which they did. If we're really just going with uniforms, then I guess these little fucks are terrorists too. Then, or sorry, military. Excuse me. Right? Is that how we're doing it, or is that not count? Is that's different? Yeah. All right. Yeah. Oh yeah, so this was spreading around. So this right here, luckily it did finally get community noted. But this person said, sensitive, a mass grave containing 300 people has been uncovered in Gaza.
Why is it always 300?
300 people. Just so you guys know, that is not enough bones for 300 people. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Like that's a skull right there, and that's not 300
That's
people.
like
Whatever.
20 people. 25.
I think it's
20.
12 to 20. I think it says. But anyways, so this person said this was found in Gaza, the genocide.
Tell me it's like a clip from a movie or something.
It turns out that this is actually from a science website. Back in last year, actually March of last year, it was a 2,100-year-old massacre that happened in East Asia, and that's these bones, and it was 17 people right here. 17. Sorry, I know it's zoomed in. It says 17 mutilated skeletons from a mass grave was found in Mongolia. So these pro-Pallies, they're running out of information. They missed the attention. They're like, oh,
could have added some skulls with
I
AI.
wish the world was back on Palestine. We miss being the center of attention, and then please send us the money. Please don't scroll.
They don't have any attention right now at all.
Right. Okay. So yeah. So that's what's happening, you guys. So they're now just literally just screenshotting stuff and just yeah. Oh, this is the guy I destroyed before. Moderate saw him.
Yeah.
Look at this. This is only 14 seconds, guys. Look at this.
What's up, man?
White boy, fuck off.
What's your issue?
Fuck off in your kind. Fuck off. Oh.
Just sees a white dude and just immediately white boy fuck off. These are the people that we're letting into the country. And by the way, that dude was probably born in the United States because his parents were probably refugees from a shithole country that they made a shithole, and then they came here and they raised their kids who are born here, so they get American citizenship, and then they raise their kids to hate Americans, hate white people, hate conservatives, hate America. And yeah, what the fuck? Why are they here? They're miserable. Just leave. Just go back to your fucking shithole, dirty water, dirty food, dirty people. Just go back. You won't. Of course you won't, because you have two goals. One, even being miserable in the United States is still better than wherever the fuck your family came from. But two, you're trying to take over. It's very clear. It's very, very obvious. You're playing the long game because you can't beat us militarily, so you're beating us other ways. Scott Ritter ever answer? I'm trying to poke at this guy until he answers. What a bitch. She literally offered a debate and just was a bitch. Anyway, Scott Ritter put I actually did make myself laugh a little bit. Scott Ritter said to this, to an the Security Council session about the sirens that Israelis have to go through and the children and blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. You guys get it. Scott Ritter had the audacity to be like, how much time do you give the children of Gaza? The children of Beirut? What about Khomeini's granddaughter? So I naturally asked Scott Ritter, the pedophile, how much time did you give children, Scott? Specifically that police officer you thought was 15 years old. Also, when you did it again less than a decade later. It's just a question, Scott. I'm just wondering, how much did you give the children? How much time? You guys think he blocked me?
A little too much time.
Okay, good. I hope he doesn't block me, because I want to just keep fucking with him until he finally mans up. Just asking questions. All right, y'all. Let's get back into you mingle. I'll do a couple.
Wait,
It's getting late.
Just check what Lioness said.
All right. I would normally end the live now, but I see a lot of you guys are like, you mingle, you mingle. I got you. I got you. I know you guys love it. I love it too.
Well, we're off tomorrow night too, so
Maybe.
well, what do you mean we have a call?
All right. Uganda's military chief Muhuzi, whatever, Kainerugaba, says the Iran war must end, but warns Uganda will intervene if Israel faces defeat. He emphasized Uganda would fight on the side of Israel if its survival is threatened, and recently reaffirmed ties by honoring Yoni Netanyahu, the Israeli hero of the Entebbe rescue. Excuse me. Okay, let's go.
Uganda. I mean, sure, why not?
Cool.
Well, it's nice that he threw it back to Entebbe. It's nice.
Great.
Oh, great. It never hurts to have statements like that, I suppose. The statement's probably more useful than their military help, but, you know.
Guess we'll see. Are you okay, dude? Marhaba.
There's a lot going on there.
Kif Halek. Ibn Sharmuta. Kusemek.
Jonani, we will fuck you.
You wanna fuck me? That's haram.
Jolani.
Bro,
Syrian.
You wanna... I'm not Syrian, bro.
You wanna fuck Jelani?
You wanna fuck Jelani? That's gay. Isn't that haram? He said Syria. Well, oh, he's Syrian, but it says you're in Egypt. Why do they all do that? Hey, real quick, why do all Arabs do that? What is that?
Israelis do that too.
What is that?
That's the meaning.
What is that? Why is your finger so skinny? Why is that finger so skinny?
Are you supporting Israel?
No, I just put the flag up for fun.
Oh, okay. Good for you.
Are you guys like...
Well, who is this character behind you?
Gullible.
It's the king of Somaliland.
King of Somaliland? Yeah, need me.
He believed you for a second.
Yeah, they're all gullible.
He's
like
oh,
Sneeko. When I told him I get paid $20,000, Sneeko's like, "You do?" Like, God, you guys are so dumb.
Goy slave.
You're goy slave. Hey, what's up, bro?
Actually, I'm looking for you. Yo, I saw you like you keep track of your lives.
I keep what?
You keep track of your lives.
Keep track of them. What do you mean?
Like, I sent you a DM. Do you have
on what?
On TikTok. Do you have like a conversation?
I don't check TikTok DMs, bro. I get way too many.
Oh, I just wanted like a few. Did you record our conversation?
It's on the live studio. I could get it.
Could you?
It's not like recorded. What?
Could you by chance get it? I just want to like look back at it.
He's trying to learn.
I can try to. If you want, I can clip it and just post it as a YouTube video if that's easier.
Well, whatever you want. I don't really
Maybe.
care.
I don't know. We'll see. Oh, you know what? Actually, I'm dumb. I'm live on YouTube, so if you go to my YouTube, you can actually scroll back. I don't know why I didn't think of that. My bad.
What's your
my YouTube?
It'll
Is
be on the live section. Tell him.
You have to go to the live section. I'm live right now, obviously, so you'll see it, but you can rewind.
People have been missing the lives. If you guys go to the live section, they're all there.
Just clip the thing.
Yeah, if you want, you just
I can only
you can
clip, like,
download
60
the once I stop going live, which will probably be pretty soon.
can
it'll
rewind it
show up
now.
as a video, and you can download the whole entire video and then just clip whatever you want.
Okay.
He can rewind it even now if
Thank
he
you.
wants to watch it.
All right, cool.
He's trying to learn from you.
Israel.
Maybe he's just trying to get
Israel.
better at his arguments, you know.
Yeah.
What's up?
Where to? What's good, American? What's good?
Awesome. How's Yemen?
Yemen's nice, you know.
How's Sana'a? Sana'a? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, how you know my location though?
I work for the Mossad.
You work for the Mossad? Okay.
I got your name.
You know, I'm an American as well.
I know. I got your social security number too. It's coming in right now.
Say it.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm live right now. I don't want to give everyone your social security number.
Oh, give it to them.
We only use it if people are in support of terrorist organizations. Do you like the Houthis?
You're on live, brother. Can't speak.
Oh, that's it. Your fucking credit score is gonna drop overnight now.
I don't have a credit yet.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this reminds me of Talia's video. It's so funny.
What? Which video?
How's America? Is it getting better?
We'll play it after.
America's always great, dude. It's better than your shithole country.
Nah, I don't believe it. Who's on the back?
It's the king of Somaliland.
What's that necklace you got on?
Israel.
Palestine?
Yeah, you can call it that if you want. We're all living a little bit of delusion.
You want some Zaga?
Nah, I'm good, bro. You guys have Zamzam water there?
I don't even know. To be honest. Yeah, there is actually. There is.
Why does he have an American accent?
Mashallah. He's American. He said that already.
Oh.
He's a dual citizen. Are you just visiting Yemen or you live there?
I've been here for 2 years.
Why did you? I mean, I'm glad. I wish more of you guys would move back to your countries, but why is it that you moved to Yemen?
But you know, we love it over here so much. We just stayed for we're staying for a couple more years.
It's awesome. Can you convince the rest of the people to go back? Because everyone's like says they hate America, like a lot of Muslims here.
They want to go back.
So why don't they just go
They
back?
wanna
It's
go
not
back.
that
Trust me,
hard.
they do.
It's very easy.
People don't have the money to go back.
It's very easy to gain enough money to go back. I'm not saying they have to go back tomorrow, but you can definitely gain money pretty quickly, especially in America. You could go back.
Well, they want to get the money up so they can live financially free over here. You know, to don't have to go back in America, keep on working, and come back over here.
Wait a minute.
'Cause
So
over
you
here,
guys
the
can't make
economy's
money.
fucked
You
up.
can't make money. Can't make money in Muslim countries like America.
I don't know. I've never worked a day in my life.
No, no shock. No shock. Well, inshallah, they'll all go back. You know.
Where?
Whatever countries they're originally from. I don't know. Like, I understand when you're a refugee, but like Syria, there's no reason to be a refugee for a lot of them anymore. You know, Yemen, there's some stability in certain locations. Go back to Yemen.
Why don't you come and visit Yemen? Why don't you yourself come and visit Yemen?
Yeah, I'd love to visit Yemen.
Like an actual visit.
What do you mean, like versus what?
It's like when there's there's always gonna be a civil war over here.
Look, if you want me to
Like a
see
visit.
fucking
Tell
third
me-
world country, sure, I'll
Listen, most Americans who come and visit Yemen, they stay in Adhan, the part that they come through. Because anybody who comes from America, they come to Sana'a, they have to come through Adhan. They come to Sana'a, basically, where the airport's at.
Okay.
No Sukarta.
I don't really have much interest. Like, it's not that I wouldn't visit Yemen ever. It's just like there's so many nice countries I haven't been to. Why would I go to a third world country? You know, like why would I pick that over countries I haven't been to that are nice? Like, I haven't been to Italy yet. Like, why would I go to Yemen? I could go to Italy or like Greece or
Yemen's better. Yemen's more better than Italy. I can tell you that.
Okay. Nobody believes that. But okay, sure.
I've been to Italy. I've been there. I'll say that.
Yeah. Again, maybe Italy's not the best place, but I know it's better than Yemen for sure. Yemen is a shithole,
Hell,
and
fuck no.
there's been 250,000 people under starvation in Yemen because of their blockade and the war with Saudi Arabia. And you guys prop up a Houthis organization, which is a bunch of inbred terrorists. Like, they literally look inbred. Have you ever seen the Houthis? They're just like.
And Israel and the Jews aren't, and the whatever they call them are, the fucking
Israel is very clearly significantly smarter than the Yemeni people. I mean, it's not even close. Israel creates technology that the world hasn't even seen, and they're a tiny little country the size of New Jersey. Yemen creates.
You mean
I have no idea actually.
They didn't even create enough toilets for
President of
themselves.
America that sucks Israel's dick and does whatever Israel asks for, he gives them.
All right, okay. I don't know what that has to do with being intelligent.
If anything,
why are
that
you
makes them
changing
more
the subject?
intelligent.
Yeah, if anything,
without America.
Mashallah, if anything,
all the money they get is from America.
Right, all the money the Houthis get is from the IRGC, so that's a stupid argument. But anyways, America, if they're controlling everything, that makes them even smarter. So really, you're just saying the Jews are really
Americans don't
smart.
Control shit. Americans do not control shit.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. You said they control America, Israel. So I'm saying, if anything, you're saying they're even smarter than I pointed out. Let me ask you something. What percentage of Israel's GDP does America fund?
I don't even look into that. I don't.
It's less than 1%. It's less than 1%. It's less than 1%.
What about Epstein?
Wow, you guys really love to change the topic every time you get debunked. It's like crazy.
What about Epstein?
Yeah, Epstein was a disgusting person. Hey, do you ever hear this joke? It's actually pretty funny. Why is it that there's no Epstein Island in Muslim countries?
Because they're not fucking pedophiles.
Because they don't need an island. They just put it into their laws.
Why does he
Did you say they're not
worship
pedophiles? Muhammad was a pedophile. What are you talking about?
Pedophiles.
Muhammad was literally a pedophile. What are you talking about? He married a 6-year-old. What the fuck is wrong with you? What are you talking about? Did you know in Iraq? I have. First off, I've read the Quran twice. I've read over 20,000.
Do not believe Wikipedia. Go on Google.
Okay, I have my Quran right here. Would you like me to show you? I can show you the verse.
Leave Wikipedia. Go on Google.
You want me to show you?
Let me see the Quran.
Yeah.
Show me the verse.
Yeah, it's 65:4, Surah 65:4, and also in Surah
Pray
33.
for our youth.
Hold on, you guys, please. It's 65:4. Specifically talks about the Idah. You know what the Idah is, or do I need to teach you your religion?
Yeah, teach me our religion.
You don't know what an Idah is? Hey, where'd you go? Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Aw, he skipped.
Ew, is
whack. Lose some weight, dude.
No, wait, how does it go? Yo, why you got the
Mashallah, inshallah.
Free Palestine.
Salam
Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine.
From what?
Free Palestine. From what? Ah, Habibi. You all last
Habibi.
Shut the hell up, bro. Shut the hell up. You
Allahu Akbar.
Like, you look mad stupid. I ain't gonna lie.
Mashallah.
You're supporting that murder.
I'm gonna take that stupid hat off.
You're making fun of it.
Tell him the hat is not a good look.
Oh my god, bro.
Hey, that hat's stupid, bro, dude. It really is.
You're mad.
Like, not even joking. I'm trying to be nice. That hat does not look good on you.
Hey,
it looks tiny
you know what
on your fucking head.
Stupid, your face.
Oh, inshallah.
Yes, boy.
Don't get excited. Look, he stopped talking. He got real excited. Oh my God. He went silent. Are your cheeks turning red? Are your cheeks actually turning red right now when I showed you the goat? Wait, now he's smirking. He saw the goat and he started smirking and his cheeks turned red. Look, his cheeks are literally red right here. Dang. You like those goats, don't you?
You chopped as fuck too.
I don't.
That's probably why you
I
do
don't-
this shit behind you.
I don't speak whatever Islam voodoo you're putting on me.
Oh, Islam. There's an English word, you fucking illiterate ass hoe.
Islamic voodoo. What part of that is not English? Wait, what are you talking about? Wait, what did you mean when you said English? Which part did you not understand? Do you need me to teach you English?
Stop talking. Free Palestine.
Free
Say
Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Good job.
From
Tell
the
him to
river
go
to the
free
sea.
it.
Palestine
Yeah,
will be
go
free.
free it. Go free it. Go free it.
I'll go.
Yeah,
Give me
go.
a ticket. Give me a ticket. I'll go. Give me
Oh,
a
you're
ticket, I'll go.
poor? You're broke?
I'll buy it.
Yeah, I'm broke.
Yeah, I
I'm
bet
broke.
you are.
I'm broke. Yeah,
Another
I'm broke.
broke, another broke person, another broke Arab Muslim
What's
living
wrong-
off of the
what's
United
wrong with being-
States.
What's wrong with being broke?
Another
least-
broke Muslim
at
living
least I
off the
have a brain.
United
At least
States
I have a brain.
dime.
I have a
And
brain.
hating it at the same time.
Another broke person living in the United States taking our fucking system and the
It's not
social
yours.
systems. Yeah, it
Bro, what are
is.
you talking
I
about?
pay a lot of taxes, bro,
We
because
did-
I'm
we
like
did
you. I'm
for
not
this
fucking
country more
broke.
than you ever did, boy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, everyone knows
Boy?
the contributions that Muslims gave to
How old is he,
America.
12?
Yapping out your butt, bro. Please.
He's calling you
Now
boy.
he's
like
speaking with Ebonics. He
20.
said, yapping out your butt. Dude, you're probably from, like, fucking Delaware. Shut up. Look at him.
Nobody's laughing, bro. You
Look
lame
at
as
him.
shit.
Fucking, look at that pencil-ass mustache he has, too. That's crazy. Can you not grow a beard? You know your Islam says you're supposed to grow a beard. You don't grow one? You're not able to, are you? You're not able to, are you? You can't grow a beard, can you? You can't grow a beard, huh?
Oh, you can control your fucking genetics and shit, right? Look at you. You sound
You're
mad
Arab.
stupid.
You're Arab. What the fuck? Wait a minute. When has genetics ever been a problem?
You did that so stupid. It's bad, bro. Like it's
You
actually
think
bad.
Arabs don't grow beards?
No, he's saying his genetics, personal
actually
genetics.
stupid. Wow.
Oh
Thank
my
you,
God.
Meganate.
Wait, are your parents cousins? Is that what it is?
Hey, you're actually dumb. Wow.
Chat, he
Yo,
said,
no.
he
I've
said
never
he
seen
can't
somebody
control
dumb.
his genetics. That's crazy.
Kirk Burner said
That's crazy.
minoxidil.
Yo,
I
Hold
guess
on, I gotta mute you
that
real quick. I'm
helps.
listening to the chat.
Minoxidil, I guess, maybe is a medication that helps.
Someone said in Afghanistan they would make him dance.
Yeah.
That's the, what is it, Baha Bazi? Is that what they call them? The little boys that they dress up as women and like fuck them in Afghanistan because they can't grow
Oh, I gotta
beards.
show you a video of a vet babe talking about that. I gotta show you later. Anyway,
This guy is Syrian and he's live on TikTok right now. Nice. How many viewers does he have? Bet he has way less than us. I like how he's trying to speak to us when I told him he's muted. What a fucking idiot, dude. Like, you can see him speaking. We can't hear you, moron. Bahabazi.
it's not just Arabs that do that. Israelis do too.
Are you a Bahabazi? I'm gonna unmute you. Just answer the question. Are you a Bahabazi?
Oh God.
Are you a Bahabazi?
You guys just. Hey, I don't talk to ignorant people and dumb.
Okay, going back to mute. He's not gonna answer, guys. Sorry. He's got 20 viewers. Aw. That's sad. What's his
That's
account
kinda
name?
sweet.
We can promote
Let's
his live
invite
for
him to
him.
co-host.
He's only got 3,000 followers on TikTok. What's his account name? We'll send a raid his way to help him out. Is he wait, is he still trying to speak? What a fucking idiot. This dude's really trying to speak right now. His account name is that's hilarious.
You have to play Tati's video that I sent
Thanks
you.
for the super chat, Yavs. Bro looks like the unwanted love child of Jafar from Aladdin and Bruno Mars.
Yeah, the hat, dude.
Yeah, why the fuck is he wearing such a tiny little
No,
hat?
he looks more like fucking Abu. That's the monkey's name, right?
Abu is the monkey's name, yeah. Prince Ali.
Prince Ali? Oh my god, no way. Are you me and I am you now? We're like the same person.
Michael. Message it, dude. Trying to help this guy out before we skip
Prince
him.
Ali.
He needs help.
No.
Just watch. Seriously, that hat does not work.
Aaron said it's the hat, it's squeezing his brain.
You saw his live.
Emu
videos ago.
Bruno Mars.
Fair. Yeah. Do you guys want me to ask him one more time? I'm gonna try. I don't think he's gonna answer. Hey, are you real quick? Hey, bud, are you a Bachabazi?
When you fail in life, this is what happens. Just
Are you a Bachabazi? Are you a Bachabazi?
An example.
Are you a Bachabazi?
Like he got to go to.
Are you a
Thursday,
Bachabazi? Yeah,
You
all
might
right,
be
going
muted.
back to mute. Yeah, he's definitely a Bachabazi, for sure. We'll find him. Prince Aline and
My Chara, how you doing, my brother?
My Chara, what the fuck? Who the
You don't
fuck
remember
is this
me?
kid? Fuck
You
no,
don't remember
dude.
me?
I don't know you at all.
From the bottom of my Chara, you don't remember me, bro?
Not really, to be honest with you. Not gonna lie.
We were arguing, you know, me and you, bro.
Let me see his face.
You didn't do that well then.
What you mean?
You just
Yeah, I
you weren't
actually do
very
remember him.
memorable for me.
Just take it like a double check, double check, double check.
Double check what?
I do remember him
Do
for
I
some
look like,
reason.
you know?
You
You
look like
remember?
every other Arab dude I've argued with, honestly.
So you don't remember when I was saying the bottom of my Chara? Who's that?
No. Literally, I have no idea who you are. I mean, I don't know, maybe I do, I don't know. How old are you? You look like you're 12, bro.
16.
No.
Go away.
Wallah.
Wallah.
Oh.
What the fuck? Can we play Tati's video, or do we just have to? Does it annoy you to have
Does what annoy me? What'd you say?
to like have
What's
to
up, Nick?
leave, you mingle, and go back? I don't know.
It's a little annoying to do that, but anyways. Hey, what's up, man?
How you been?
Good, can't complain.
You don't remember me?
Sorry.
Tell him you have face blindness.
Your
it's
chat
fine.
seems to like me.
I have face blindness, bro. Just I see a lot of people every day, so it's just kind of
You really do,
kind
though.
of mixes in.
Yeah, last time we talked.
What do we talk about? Yeah, go ahead.
You were cosplaying as an Arab.
Okay. What did you say? You have to tell me what you said. I do that sometimes. That's not gonna help me.
It's been a minute. I mean, we just talked about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. You're like a unwavering Jew supporter or Israeli supporter.
Jew supporter.
I guess both, technically, but okay. This isn't helping at all, bro.
What are you on here talking about today, man?
Just the Jews.
You talk to Sneeko.
That's
those
accurate.
meddling Jews.
Yeah. Israel, Jews, America, conservatism, Iran.
Iran.
You know.
Oh yeah, we talked before the Iranian war.
I ain't gonna lie, my chat does not remember you.
I don't
Probably
either.
not. You talk to like
Which is kind of crazy because they're the ones that would.
Oh.
They're the ones that help me remember people, and they don't.
He's implying it was a while ago.
I did not have a hat on. I had messy hair.
That's it.
Anyway.
That must be it.
What are you on? Okay. What's the topic today?
I already answered this question, bro.
Let me beat you in another debate.
Beat me. Oh, my God.
Oh, you know how you could remember me?
That's funny.
I had bought those 3 books and I showed you them.
I don't remember you, dude. I gotta be real with you. I do find it funny how I am a pretty relatively popular debater, and it's funny how everyone in the world is beating me. They all say it. Everyone. Every single. In fact, I've seen Arabs have entire lives about just me, where everyone on the panel is like, yeah, I beat him too. It's like, it's kind of interesting how everyone's beating me. Everyone. The whole world is beating me.
You know what? I'll give you that Sneeko debate. He's not too good.
Yeah, neither are you, because I would remember you if you did at least even somewhat well. I've never lost a debate, but even if you did relatively well, I'd remember you. Oh my God, dude. You're boring me. I don't know. What do you
give me a topic?
Genocide? I already did. I said Israel, conservatism, Jews, Iran. I gave you so many fucking topics. I said it 3 times.
I think America should not be in Iran.
Okay.
We have no interest there.
None at all?
None at all.
Let me ask you something. If an IRGC member came into the United... You know who IRGC is?
I do.
Okay, great. So an IRGC member, this is obviously a hypothetical, this didn't happen, but I'm just wondering where your placement's at. An IRGC member comes into the United States, sneaks in, right? In uniform, doing a mission for the IRGC, okay? They make their way to the White House or wherever Donald Trump is, and they attempt to assassinate him. Do you consider that casus belli?
You know, what?
Casus belli, act of war.
Yeah.
Okay. So why is it that you don't consider us needing to be in Iran? Because they tried that twice.
How recent was this? How recently?
It was during the campaign at the very end. So very recent, like about a year and a couple months ago. And the guy, the reason I bring it up is because one of the guys was just found guilty, and he admitted that he was a Pakistani guy, but he was operating, paid for, and trained by the IRGC to assassinate Donald Trump. Luckily, he obviously failed. But it's funny how now, when I asked you, you immediately said yes. You didn't have to think about it. Now that I'm telling you that's actually a real story and it's not hypothetical, the only difference is it went from a guy wearing a uniform IRGC to just someone working for the IRGC. But everything else was exactly the same. And now you're trying to back out because you realize you're going to sound like a hypocrite. So you're like, well, how long ago was it?
Well,
Here comes the backtrack, you guys.
No, that is an act of war. Yet that's not the reason why we're in Iran right now.
How do you know what's the reason we're in Iran right now?
Because Marco Rubio gave us. He said that the only reason we struck was because we knew that Israel was going to strike, and
That's
that we
not at
get
all what he
struck
said,
harder.
actually.
That is what he said. We
Nope.
have.
Did you hear what he said 5 seconds after that, where they didn't cut the clip? No, I'm asking you. Did you watch the whole thing?
I did. I watched like a 5-minute video.
Okay, so you didn't watch the whole entire thing, and it probably wasn't even 5 minutes. I don't believe you. You probably watched the one that was being spread around that was like a minute and a half.
I watched like a CNBC clip.
Yeah, exactly. So you didn't watch the whole thing. So 5 seconds after that, when I say 5 seconds after, I mean that pretty much literally. Like the very next question, they're like, wait, you're saying we wouldn't have struck Iran? And he's like, no, of course I'm not saying that. And if you were there, he probably would have called you an idiot. He's like, no, I'm not saying that. He said, and by the way, Israel also moved up their strikes too. It wasn't like Israel was doing the strike. They found out that Khomeini and other high-end leaders were actually going to be in a meeting. And so they were supposed to either strike the next day or even that night. But they said, hey, we have a clear, and they told the United States, because we're partners and allies, and they said, hey, they're in a meeting right now. We could move up the strike, and we can in the first 30 seconds take out half their leadership, which we did, and it was successful. And so that's what stopped
the argument, though.
First off, it was your argument.
You're the one who brought. I've never heard of this. So had that been the reason?
Because you haven't heard of it because you literally admitted you didn't watch the video. You admitted that 10 seconds ago.
This IRGC member who came, you said in uniform.
Oh, so you don't want me to answer your wait, hold on. Do you want me to answer your deflection, or do you want me to go back to the original point? Because you cut me off to say to go back to the original point that you deflected from.
Continue, my bad.
So do you want to go back to this part, or do you want to do the deflection? Which would you like?
Well, I mean, I've never heard of what you're talking about, this act of war. So had this been the reason we were there,
I asked you, do you? Okay, wow, Jesus Christ, you can't beat anyone in a debate. Okay, so I'm asking you where your level of standard is on what you consider to be necessary or not in terms of where we are in the world and doing military operations. I'm not asking about if you've heard of it or not. Sounds like you haven't heard of shit. You don't really seem that smart. But that being said, it's not about if you heard of it or not. I'm asking you to determine where you stand in terms of what you think is a good opinion. I assume you've never served in the military. Is that correct?
No.
Okay, so you have no military knowledge. I assume you haven't had a really high-end job or anything.
I'm a student.
Okay, so, and good, keep doing that. But you're not in any position to actually have much knowledge on this unless you do an extensive amount of research. I wasn't. I was a nuclear engineer. But anyways, I was on fast tech submarines, 3 different ones. I did multiple deployments. So yeah, but sure, I don't think cameramen for the military even exist anymore. I think that's just like a side job that people do. I'm not sure though. I was on submarines. We don't have those. But even if I was, just hypothetically, are you downplaying veterans? Even if like someone was, let's say, a cook or something, are you downplaying them as a guy who's done nothing for his country? Are you saying that cooks or cameramen or whoever served in their military, you're saying what, they're not good enough for you?
That's not what I said. I'm saying they don't have combat. They
No,
have,
that's
they
not
don't
what
have
you said,
combat
because then you
experience.
would have just said non-combat.
That's what I was
You-
implying. That's
No,
what I
no,
was
you would have
implying.
just said that. No,
'Cause
you
were saying
picked
I didn't have
you
co-
picked
you
a
were saying I
job.
didn't-
No, you would have just first off, I didn't say anything about combat. I said military experience. Second
Military
off,
experience. What
you
military
would have
experience
just
does a chef
said non-combat. You wouldn't have said that. You picked a job that you thought was demeaning, which is super
I
fucked
don't
up
wanna go
because
down
who
this-
the fuck are you to diminish what veterans have done? Something that
Can
all
we just-
veterans, whether
so
they're
you're
shut the
saying we're-
fuck up,
we're-
you fucking stupid bitch, okay? You trying to diminish veterans when you are what? Look at your fucking skinny ass arms. You've done nothing for your country. You're a bitch. You've done nothing. You're not going to ever do anything, right? You're never going to join the military. You don't have the balls for it. And they probably wouldn't accept you anyways. Yeah, I can't hear you. You're muted now. But for you to sit here and try to diminish what veterans have done in active duty military because they're cameramen or cooks or something, fuck you, dude. What have you done for this country? Seriously, what have you done other than that fucked up haircut that you have to hide with that hat? Go ahead, you're unmuted. Go ahead.
I volunteer for my community.
Oh, you volunteer? Oh, wow. That's
Hand
awesome.
out meals. Are you downplaying my volunteering?
Yes, I think you're an idiot. I'm downplaying everything that you've done in life. I think you've wasted away a perfectly good life because you're an adult. You've made it to adulthood. Yeah, no, yeah, you're an idiot. Oh yeah, that's not gonna work.
Really?
You're an idiot. Yeah, this idea where you're trying to get me to feel bad. No, I don't feel bad. I think you're an idiot.
You're a Shabbos goy.
Shabbos goy. Hell, fuck yeah, I am, dude. I get paid a lot of money for it too. You get paid more in
7K?
fucking one post than you do in your whole life.
7K?
Oh, fucking way more than that at this point.
Oh, you're the top goy.
Mm-hmm. Run my own
you
goy
think
division of the Mossad.
Why do you think we're in Iran?
Shut up, bitch. These fucking punk ass kids just like trying to diminish what fucking veterans do. Just want to make something clear. I'm being honest. That is what I did in the military. But I would never ever downplay any military service. I don't care if they are a cook. In fact, some of the people that were cooks, a lot of them are some of the fucking smartest people. They were very smart. Not all of them, but so what? Everyone has a job in the military. I would. It's insane to downplay what military people did. All right, the cooks feed us. Right, the logistics crew. They're the ones that put the supplies on board. So that way we can have them, we can do maintenance, we can repair stuff to get us back operational quickly if something, God forbid, happens, right? Everyone has a job. I don't care if you are an infantry and you're in the front lines, or you're a cook on a carrier, or you're, again, I don't know if cameraman really still, I don't know if that's still a thing, but if it is, whatever.
Play Talia's video. It's short. I sent it to you on WhatsApp. It's really funny. You must have seen it. She's so good.
Talia. This is my sister, pretty much. Oh, sorry.
No!
Me.
I'm a king.
Guess what? I'm
What?
gonna tell Netanyahu.
You're gonna tell the big Yahoo no.
I'm gonna tell the big Yahoo, and I'm gonna
Start it
tell
again.
AIPAC.
Okay, baby, I don't know how to start it again. I don't.
Because you like
tiny
miss-
floof. I have a teeny tiny brain. I have a big.
I don't know how to restart. I guess I can maybe refresh. Yeah. He said, "How are you a Mossad
I
agent?"
am.
Or are you?
No!
And guess what? I'm
What?
gonna tell Netanyahu.
You're gonna tell the big Yahoo
I'm
no.
gonna tell the big Yahoo, and I'm gonna tell AIPAC. And
No.
all of us are going to take the $7,000 a post from you because there was
No.
only 271,000 and the Jews control America.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm kidding. You're so cute. What is that on your head?
It's like a ski mask.
I love that.
Ski-
Anyways, the Mossad is watching you.
No.
Oh, that's funny.
She's funny. She's adorable.
All right, let's get these super chats out of the way, and then I gotta end the live. Gotta end the live. It's already 12:30. It's 12:30, guys. You gotta end the live. All right. Where was the last one I read? Here we go. Bronca says, I beat Nick in a debate and I never spoken to him. Breads, thanks for the super chat, said let's play Fortnite. You know, I used to play Fortnite with Bracha, but I haven't played in so long, and I never played even before she told me to first play with her. But
that was
yeah.
quite the phase. It lasted like a good 3-4 months.
Yeah.
Every day I'd wake up and they were just playing.
Bracha is out and
Living
about.
life.
Living life. Bronca said, my third leg is thicker than those arms and hairier. Ew. And Brett said, how do I become a Mossad agent? Mossad will contact you. You don't contact the Mossad.
That's actually really true.
Probably not. I'm sure you actually can contact the Mossad.
You can apply, but essentially